Protect back with a video for y'all today, man. Hope you're having a blessed one, staying safe, staying healthy, man. That's what glory to God. I want God's hotel right now, man. Hope God open the doors and pay ways for all y'all. Amen. Let's get right into it. Today, we back with another roundtable. Now how we do it in January every year. We got to talk about the end of the season and all the foolishness of the Washington football team that's put us through for this 2021 NFL season. We ready to throw hands with these boys. But let's introduce our wonderful guests on this evening stream. Let's start with Mr. Jeris Sports Tykes, and then we'll go through the circle. So go ahead, Jeris. Introduce yourself.
You already know what it is. Y'all already know who it is. Ain't no stranger.
Ain't no stranger. They over here.
Yeah.
Well, Tim ain't no stranger either.
What's up? I'm the Tim from the Tim's Sports Talk. I do play-by-play, and thanks for Tone for having me on, and appreciate everybody else being here and chatting with us.
Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for being here. And the play-by-plays are fire, by the way. Extremely fire. Extremely fire. Bro. My man. My man's like a real live announcer on the screen, boy. I'm like, oh, man, a real game? Naughty.
Appreciate you, lying.
Yeah.
Sorry, but go ahead.
No problem. Nazi from DMV Sports Zone, one of 4 hosts on there. Great channel, and appreciate you, Tone, for having me on, and should be a fun one.
It's gonna be a movie tonight. And the big dog, can't forget about the big dog, big dog Pedro.
What's up? I'm Pedro. I got a Washington football team channel, and I post daily content there, and I appreciate you having me on, Tony.
No problem, man. Thank you for stopping by. And Bill, oh! Mr. Award Show himself. I ain't get no daggone award though, damn it.
Yeah, man.
What's up, Wall?
What's going
and I'm
on?
a runner-up. I'm kicked too. I'm a runner-up. What is this?
The
votes were rigged. The votes were rigged.
What's up with that?
You know what I'm saying? I couldn't come up with any more categories, man. I was thinking hard. You know?
Oh, there was more in there.
You could have put me on most underrated or something. Dang, so what you gonna do me like that, bro? It's like, no,
I got you.
You could have put him as worst Redskins YouTuber. No, I was kidding. A little anti-award. Anti-award.
Wait, no, what you got there?
What's up, Juan?
It was good.
Going on. Hey, all right, man. So we're gonna get right into this. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna waste no time. Shout out to Pedro for commenting in the comment section saying welcome to everybody. Shout out to Hassan, Big Simple, Red Wings 01, OJ Turner, Pat. What's up, Pat? What it do? Hawk in the building. I see Hawk in the building. Let's just get right into this, man. We ain't gonna waste no time. We ain't gonna do too much rapping, or not unnecessary rapping. We'll get tonight. So let's start with the first thing on the docket. What we got thoughts on the Washington football team's 2021 season? I'm going to start with Juan, since Juan popped in with the war show, and then we'll go for the circle.
Yeah. So my thoughts on the whole season, it kind of changed. Like I would say, either earlier today or yesterday, I was thinking like, obviously the season was a disappointment considering the fact what we thought, especially this defense was going to be. But now I'm looking at it. We found a way to get 7 wins with a first-place schedule and a backup quarterback, and our 2 bookend pass rushers out for the majority of the season. Right? That's not – and I'm tired of silver linings. I'm tired of, at least looking at the bright side of things. But, hey, man, again, first-place schedule, 7 wins, that's okay. Again, the season was a disappointment still. But I'm thinking about next year when we get a quarterback, we have a 3rd-place schedule, man. I don't see why we can't make the playoffs. I mean, I'm looking too far ahead already, but that's just my short summary of the season. It was a disappointment, obviously, but was it really that bad considering the fact of the injuries, COVID at the wrong time, and a backup quarterback? So that's the short summary of my reaction to the season.
Okay, Naughty?
Yeah, I definitely thought it was a disappointment for sure. I was on the low end of projections. I thought we would win 8 or 9 games, and we didn't even get to that point. We won 7 games out of a 17-game schedule. That is definitely a disappointment. In terms of next season, I do think this team has hope, right? This isn't 2019. This isn't that sort of rock bottom. I think this team has a lot of talent, both on offense and on defense. But we got to fix the quarterback situation. That's the end-all, be-all. If we don't get that right, I mean, what are we talking about? What is the point of this stream, right? We got to get the quarterback position set for
We're
next.
gonna talk a lot about quarterback tonight. Do not worry. There's a lot of quarterback talk coming tonight. Big Dog Pedro, it's your turn, my guy.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of them. It was a disappointing season because I came into this season thinking like a successful season would be making the playoffs. I was a little bit more bullish than Nati, but not as much as some people saying like a successful season is winning the division, winning 12 plus games. I didn't think that was, I thought, 9-10 wins was kind of our ceiling. If everything goes perfectly, a little bit more than that. So still disappointing, even with everything that we went through. It is kind of disappointing, the 7 wins, because like I said, even with all the injuries we had, there's still games we easily could have won. Like the Eagles game last week or 2 weeks ago, even with all our guys out, we should have won the game, like with who we had out there, but we had a chance. And at the end of the game, we had a chance and we blew it. The Broncos game early on in the season, the Saints game, other games as well. And I'm not really concerned about the second half of the season because it was really the injuries that killed us, but the consecutive, really slow starts to seasons with, the Ron Rivera squad, that's more what concerns me and more like how long it took them to make adjustments on defense. Like Cameron Curl Cameron Curl played 39% of the snaps in the first game of the season, and Landon Collins played like 100% of the snaps. Like that, and then it took them like 4 or 5 weeks to figure out that Landon Collins should not be in coverage that much, and to figure out that Cameron Curl is one of their better defensive players. Us as fans were saying that for so long. So that's really my thoughts right there. Not concerned about the second half of the season because not many teams are able to, persevere through what they, had at the second half with the tragedies, the injuries, but the first half is more concerning. So it's very important for them to start off strong next year.
Tim?
Great points for sure, Pedro, for most of you. But so it's 2 different things here. The offense I expected to not be very good. And honestly, they in my opinion, overperformed, especially with a backup quarterback. I think we ended up being the 21st offense in the league. And we ended up getting Terry to 1,000. We ended up getting Gibby to 1,000. I didn't have high expectations for this offense, to be honest. Ryan Fitzpatrick did not excite me. Where it's unbelievable disappointment is this defense. I've never seen. I don't know if there's ever been a time of a position group or an organization or anything that had such hype that ended up being the bottom of the league for over half the year. I mean, that's unbelievable. All the first-round picks on the D-line, I always forget his name, but the defensive line coach should be fired immediately because how do you not get production out of those? Yeah, Sam Mills. Yeah, and the defense was unbelievable. It was unbelievable how bad this defense was, and Pedro brought up a phenomenal point of how long it took. Like Ron Rivera said right before the bye, which was week 8. I haven't evaluated this team yet. I'm going to now start evaluating this. What are you doing? Like, you're a head coach. Why are you going until week 9 or week 8 to switch Landon Collins to a downhill linebacker when I'm an idiot with a camera and a microphone that made a video back in March that said Landon Collins should be a linebacker? I mean, why is that a news flash? Literally, his scouting report was not a coverage linebacker, downhill, not a coverage safety, a downhill player. Like, that's his scouting report. This isn't new. He didn't he didn't have a revelation. Like, so it was extremely frustrating on the defensive side, especially considering you have Jack Del Rio and Ron Rivera as supposedly phenomenal in that category to coach defenses. And I can't overstate enough how disappointed I am in this defense.
The season was a disappointment.
Shout out to 22 in the building. Shout out to 22 in the building. All right, so shout out to all of y'all. Y'all all made great points. All 5 of y'all made some great points.
Especially Jeris. Jeris's points were on
point. The one sentence. I ain't mad at you, bro, because I won't give one sentence too. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and So let's start with the defense because I completely agree with Tim and Pedro, bro. What were they doing, bro? Like Tim said, we are people. I'm a dreadhead with a microphone with a YouTube channel and can see what the hell they doing is absolutely incorrect. Tim, I'm not gonna call Tim no idiot because Tim ain't no idiot, but Tim, an intelligent guy with a microphone with a Redskins hat on, know the heck is going on, and they still know what the heck is going on. What is wrong with these fools? These fools are retarded. Like we are doing drugs every morning before practice. Like, bro, you can't see.
Yeah, they were buying from the trainer.
Bro, see. I knew that trainer was pushing that white. I knew it. Drug dealing mother lover. But let's get to the point. Son of a. But the defense was absolutely horrendous the first half of the season, right? But even with that 4-game losing streak, we finished above 500 the second half of the season. I'm just saying it was a lot better than the first half. Like, we started 2-6. I'm ready to say F everything. What's up with the draft? F this crap. I'm out of here. They won 4 straight games. Gave our little anomaly. Yay! The anomaly. We won 4 straight games. Then what the hell happened? So yeah, it was disappointing for sure. The ups and downs, the ebbs and flows. I've never seen a season where you have 2 4-game losing streaks in the same season, bruh. Coupled by a 4-game winning streak. I've never seen a team so up and down. Lose. Get your doors blown off. Win, yay! Then get your door blown off. Get your door blown off some more. Get your ass with some more. Get blown out. Oh, beat the Giants in the season. Whoop-de-doo. So this season was weird. COVID was in the way. Heineken was trash. It just whatever. It's disgusting. They just want to puke being about this shit. I'm a fraud being about this.
But Tone, for the defense, I gotta say something because respectfully, Juan made great points on the defense and the offense, and how we started off slow and all that. I'll say this: next year, Chase Young, it's show up or shut up time. You had 1.5 sacks through 9 games. Okay, we're talking about how the defense was lackluster throughout the entire season. We're talking about defensive injuries, but when Chase Young was healthy, he had 1.5 sacks. And yes, sacks actually matter because he's an edge rusher. It's not a Jonathan Allen situation where he had 2.5 sacks last year. And I was on this stream, and I was on plenty of streams saying that's not the end all be all for a defensive lineman, interior defensive lineman. Right? Chase Young needs to wrap up the sacks, needs to force the pressures, or else we're gonna have some difficult conversations next year.
Yeah,
for sure.
And one thing I want to add on to that is that, like, that's why I think it's really important. You got to get rid of Sam Mills because you have like 2 Ferraris out there in Chase Young and Montez Sweat, 2 athletic freaks, especially both of them, like super athletic.
And then a couple of Lambos in the inside with Allen and Payne.
Exactly. And Chase Young and Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen learned under Tom Sula, so they've got moves. But Chase Young and Jonathan Allen, they're really just Chase Young and Montez Sweat are really just relying on their athleticism and not really any pass rush moves. And Sam Mills, come on, get him out of here. Get him out of here. Get someone else in here because he's just not doing what we need to do, getting these guys right. And Chase Young, it's next year, like Nani said, he's got to go out there, ball out, no excuses. If you're getting double teamed, that's fine. You still got to produce. Aaron Donald is out there producing and he's getting triple teamed. So Chase Young, like Nani said, he's got to ball out next year.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. After 9 games next year, I don't care off of ACL or not, bro. Look. I mean him go see Dwight Freeney this offseason and learn some pass rushing moves while he's rehabbing. Learn spin moves, learn speed to power, learn a rip move, learn something. Stop just trying to speed rush.
The spin move would be nasty.
Listen.
Spin move. He learned a spin move. He'll be nasty.
The whole Sam Mills thing, I get it. But at the end of the day, these are players. They have an offseason. They need to go work on their craft.
For sure.
So I'm not gonna put the sole blame on him. In the offseason, you need to go be working on your game. When you get to the team and training camp and all that, then that's on Sam Mills. But you need to come bring something to the table that you already done and you've been working on in the offseason. They don't work on crap. One Chase Young's problem is he's lazy and he takes plays off and his conditioning is terrible. I don't know why after every 2 plays he waving for James Smith-Williams. It's other things that's wrong with Chase. And those 3 things I mentioned, he's lazy and he takes plays off and his conditioning. And I said this, Nick Bosa had 15 sacks off of ACL. I'm expecting double-digit sacks from Chase Young. He don't get it. We need to be looking to go ahead and move him. That's just me.
Oh, I'm not disagreeing with none of that, but and I'm gonna say also this about Chase real quick. We're not about to make this a whole Chase Young topic because he pissing me off. Excuse my French when I say this. Stay the F off Instagram. Stay the F off social media. Keep your ass off social media and focus on your game. I don't want to see no posts with you dripped out with your big old Washington chain and your freaking Rolls Royce. Go learn a spin move. I'm done.
I think he was phenomenal this year. I think he was actually the best player in the league.
No, and it's just like, and it's just crazy.
Go ahead with that.
Yeah. And it's crazy because like you look at, and obviously we didn't know Justin Herbert was gonna be what Justin Herbert was gonna be, but it's just like you had the number 2 overall pick, and like you look at Justin Herbert and just like, man, what? And again, you don't know if he would have developed the same in Washington, but it's just like what could have been. And then even on edge rushing front, you see TJ Watt out there tying records, and it's like we supposedly have 2 guys, and we can't even, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like list can go on. TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, and Myles Garrett is literally getting triple teamed and still finding ways to get home. So it is frustrating.
17 and a half sacks this year, some big wild number like that.
And TJ Watt, they always want to make this assumption that, you know, obviously the extra game helps. He missed 3 games. And he still tied Michael Strahan. So again, it is frustrating. It is frustrating, but I think Chase gonna get right. I think he got humbled in a way. I think that injury humbled him. Because, like, let's be real, we watched all the offseason videos of the training camp of people basically asking, oh, you're getting double-digit sacks. It's this talk about y'all setting the duo record or whatnot. They get that, bro. It got to their head. It's obvious. I mean, these are young guys. These are young guys, social media heavy guys. I mean, Tez isn't really a heavy social media guy, but Chase it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all I want to say about it.
Ted, my dog. I actually like Ted. Chase. Chase on my op list right now. He on
one last thing about Chase and Montez. Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, JJ Watt, and Khalil Mack, they all wish they could have a D-line like we have. Mm-hmm. They have it, and they can't produce still. That's a problem.
Yeah,
for sure.
This
thing. Imagine if TJ Watt had Jonathan Allen on the inside. I mean, he got Cam Hayward, but just imagine John Allen in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? So now that is a great point.
Shoot, Deron in Cleveland.
You might be more consistent. Yeah.
Deron in Cleveland. Like, not even just John Allen. Deron in Cleveland. Deron and Myles Garrett.
Matt Ioannidis in Cleveland. I mean, Tim Settle in Cleveland.
Tim Settle in Cleveland. Like,
they got all
we're deep.
Yeah. We can have it.
Yeah.
Bro, this is pitiful, bro. This is disappointing. But yeah, I'm tired of talking about them buffoons. They don't make me throw hands with them. But next thing I want to talk about. Grade the team overall roster and season. I feel really pretty good. The roster, the actual season, and one glaring weakness outside of quarterback they need to address. Start with Pedro, Ben Gotti, myself.
That's tough. I don't know. I mean, I think the roster is definitely better than what the season, like how they played this year, just because of all the injuries. I mean, I don't know if I can give like a grade, but I would say like they're like, besides quarterback, they're like an average to above average roster in the NFL. But again, that nothing matters until you get a franchise quarterback. So you can have a top 10 roster outside of the quarterback position, but you're still gonna win 7, 8, 9 games every single year. So I think their roster is solid. I mean, they've got a good offensive line. They're gonna lose probably Scherff, but they've got some good depth pieces there. They've got the draft capital if they want to draft some depth pieces there. I think they've got some solid running backs, receivers. I mean, we got Terry and Curtis, but I think we still need to add one more offensive weapon, whether it's like another running back to complement Gibson. Like, not like I still think Gibson is our number one back, but I don't know if he can sustain 20 carries a game over a 17-game season. So like maybe you get a guy that can get you 7-10 carries a game, and maybe that guy's Patterson. And I like the tight end room. D line's good. They just got to produce more. And then secondary. Honestly, I think it's better than most people think. The corners. The whole secondary was god awful the first half of the season, and that's why the defense struggles so much. The D line wasn't playing up to expectations, but it's hard to do that when there's a wide open guy right away. And the quarterback can throw in half a second. But I think, and the glaring need I'll say is middle linebacker. That's besides quarterback, obviously middle linebacker is probably our biggest need. And, I think it'll be a veteran because they don't want to, like, if you think about it, let's say they go get a Nakobe Dean or a, rookie guy, then you're putting a rookie in the middle, having to call the signals. And then you have Jamin Davis on that, on the other side, and then Cole Holcomb, 3 young guys. I don't know if that'll work out. So I think it'll be more of a veteran guy. But I think this roster is solid. But again, doesn't matter until you get a quarterback.
Okay, so I'll probably skip the line on this one real quick. I'm gonna say this comment. What do you guys feel about Calvin Ridley? I wouldn't mind trading for him as long as not a first round pick involved, honestly speaking. But I just think we're not going to do that. I just don't think the team is not going to go all in to fix the receiving core. They already put draft capital into De'Ami Brown. They all have already paid Curtis Samuel. I don't think they're going to do it. I would love for them to do it. I think Calvin Ridley's a dog, but that's just how I feel about that. Also, I'm gonna take one more comment. I don't want to hold people up too long. I know you guys gotta. I don't care if we get a franchise quarterback. Scott Cooney made it easy for Taylor Heineke. I can kind of how you see about that. So I'm gonna grade the roster. To me is an above average roster. I'm gonna give it a C+. I think it's slightly above average. I don't think it's nothing special at the moment. Because one, we don't have a quarterback. And number two, we got some glaring needs. I think middle linebacker is a huge need. Also, wide receiver too. I know Kurt. Even if Curtis at his apex is no 1,000-yard receiver, we never seen him do it. Never. So I can't give him wide receiver 2. He never hit 1,000 yards. So I think he's a high end 3, maybe a low end 2 on a good day. But I'm not gonna bank on Curtis Henry my wide receiver 2. I think we need to go ahead and address that. And middle linebacker, free safety too, because Bobby Kane ain't it. I don't care. You got 2 picks on Jake Fromm. Jake Fromm for crying out. You can't get 2 picks on Jake Fromm. I got a problem with that. So those are my 3 glaring needs on the roster. And my grade on the season, I'm gonna give it an incomplete because won 7 games, but everybody named Mother was hurt, and we had a backup quarterback who stunk up the joint more than half the season. So I'm gonna give it an incomplete. I can't really give it a letter grade. So we can go ahead and I'm gonna go to Natty and then Juan because it's been Jeris and Tim. I didn't mean to skip the line, but go ahead, guys.
Again, respectfully, I don't know if we can keep using the injuries excuse, guys, because I know we're one of the most injured teams this year. I get it, but there are a lot of injured teams across the league. There are a lot of teams dealing with COVID issues, and some of these teams keep winning, and we kept losing. Like I think we definitely need to talk about that, put that in the conversation.
Do the Ravens, real quick, do the Ravens not get an injury excuse though? Are you, because if they're healthy, aren't they going to win? What do you think? Do you think they're still going to win 8 games or 9 games?
No,
well, I think Titans are one of the most injured teams.
Titans,
in the league,
yeah, I agree with you on the Titans.
And they're number 1.
Yeah, that's insane. But a lot of the other teams like that got injury riddled throughout the year, they failed to meet their expectations. And like injuries happen to every team, but I feel like this year it was like over the top, and like you're down to your 4th starting center, like just all over the place. I get it. I get what you're saying, Nati. I definitely do. But I just think this year was like over the top. I don't know.
That's fair, but you could also look at it this way. If we got a quarterback last offseason, then would we be talking about the injury excuse now for this season and like the lack of success that we got? Like, I think you got to both consider roster building and also, I get what you're saying. Like, there's been a lot of injuries. This is one of the most injury-riddled teams across the league. But I feel like if they put the right players in place even before the season, and specifically at the quarterback position, maybe we'd be talking about a playoff run right now. I think you got to talk about both things. But in terms of my season like grade, I would say C minus. I think this team again. I said 8 or 9 games, and a lot of people thought that was the low end, and we didn't even get to that point. And I get it. We were injury riddled. We had COVID issues. At the same time, we can't forget we went into the season with Ryan Fitzpatrick as our starting quarterback, and he lasted for a half. Okay, we can't blame the team.
Not even a half.
We can't.
After the drive, he died.
So we can blame the team for not getting a Matthew Stafford, who I literally every single week talked about on my channel that we should have got last year and would have actually elevated us as an overall team to more wins. I don't know about a Super Bowl run, but to more wins this year as well. But 2 biggest needs: wide receiver 2, middle linebacker. I think that's like tier number 1. Like outside of quarterback, we got to get those positions fixed. Maybe Curtis Samuel could be that wide receiver 2. Maybe.
But you can't depend on it.
Exactly. So that's my thoughts.
All right. Juan, big dog Juan.
All right, man. So for me first, I get what you're saying about, you can't blame injuries, but the injuries weren't the problem. We had injuries all season, and we were still finding a way to win games, especially on that 4-game win streak, right? We had injuries. I think COVID was the death shot, and not even COVID being the death shot, but as much as Taylor Heineke was bad, we couldn't win without him. So I think, yes, COVID affected us heavy, but once it got to Taylor Heineke, it was wraps. You're not winning with Garrett Gilbert. You know what I'm saying? So yes, COVID and injuries played a big part of it, but if Taylor Heineke doesn't get COVID that first Eagles game, do we lose? Do we find a way to win?
Don't.
I think we win that game.
Ball in that game. We beat them.
What I'm saying?
We lost by 10 with Garrett Gilbert.
Yeah.
Exactly. My point. So again, yeah, injuries played a part, and I get you saying you can't blame injuries, but at a point in time, it's just like, wow, man, it's just like you run out of bodies. I mean, at a point in time, you had Keith Ishmael out there playing center, getting blown back into Taylor Heineke's lap. As much as Taylor Heineke isn't a starting quarterback, what can he do when Keith Ishmael is in his lap within 2 seconds? You know what I'm saying? So again, I get both points. Biggest 2 offseason needs for me besides quarterback. Me personally, yes, middle linebacker is a huge problem, and we still need to get that solved out. I want a game-changing free safety. Bobby McCain is okay. At first, I wanted him gone. That Giants game saved him. And again, it's Jake Fromm, but that Giants game saved him from being on this roster. He can be a backup. He can come in and play like 15, 20 snaps. But I need a game-changing safety. A lot of people were talking about getting Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame. I don't want him in the first round just because I feel like, and you can't always bank on getting the safety in the later rounds, but our best safety was a 7th-round pick, right? So I think maybe we could try to find one in the later rounds, but only way I'm fine with getting Kyle Hamilton is if we find a way to get a quarterback in the 2nd round, right? So yeah, I think linebacker and free safety would be my 2. The reason why I didn't throw wide receiver up in there is because, man, I don't know if I'm the only one, but I think if we get a franchise guy quarterback, Cam Sims is gonna break out, man. I think honestly, Cam Sims is another guy that's really suffering from not having a quarterback, because the guy is not only does he get open, when he's not open, you can throw it up to the guy and he can literally go up there, climb the ladder and catch it. And sometimes Heineke doesn't take that chance, right? So I think that's another guy that I think can emerge. I don't know if he's going to emerge to a wide receiver 2, but I would just like to see what we have. Again, Curtis Samuel's first season was a wash. So I can't really assess the wide receiver 2 role and say we need to go out and draft another wide receiver just because I don't know what we have. Dayami, he's still pretty raw. Curtis obviously injured, and Cam Sims pending free agent if we decide to bring him back. I don't know. So yeah, and then my grade for this year, I think I'll give it a C. A C, a regular C. You know what I'm saying? It was cool. It was average. Tired of being average, but given the circumstances that we faced down the stretch of the season, I'll give it a C.
Also got Marcus Williams and Jesse Bates on the free agent market. So,
Tyrann Mathieu too, I think.
Tyrann Mathieu. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Jeris.
And Justin.
I can't believe you said that about Bobby McCain. It kind of left me a little speechless.
You like Bobby McCain?
I can't
As like,
stand. I can't stand him.
oh, okay. Oh, all right. Oh, all right.
But
Oh, all right.
you know, I'm not gonna like you said. We already know middle linebacker, quarterback, whatever. Free safety is obviously one of the biggest needs because
Thank you.
how teams play against. I mean, one, Jack Del Rio's trash at calling the defense. That's number one. But if you watch our games, they specifically go away from Cam's side to wherever the Bobby McCain early on this season, wherever Bobby and Landon was, or John Bostic, have at it. With Cam's on the field, quarterbacks don't want to throw over there. Basically meaning we need a free safety who can demand respect on the opposite end. And I think that'll make our secondary, that'll put us, I feel like we already over top as a defense, potential-wise, as far as talent. But I think free safety is definitely a huge piece that we definitely need to, plug in. This specific free safety class is trash. It's horrible. Outside of once you get from Kyle Hamilton is a huge drop-off. If you was going to get a free safety, you should have did it last year. I don't know why we waited. As far as my grade for the season, F. What was the other question about the roster? Yeah, give a grade about the roster.
April F.
Honestly, I'm not on a train of we lacking talent. Like I was talking to Tim the other day, if you look at us on paper, we have a boatload of talent. Now, if you want to say offensively, fine. But even on an offensive side of the ball, you need one or two pieces. I don't know why people are trying to think we need a freaking Pro Bowl team. We don't. We just need good enough players on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, it's no excuse, really. I don't care.
You should be going crazy.
Exactly. It's no excuse. Jack Del Rio sucks. As far as talent, I believe we have, for me, as far as potential and talent goes, now obviously they have to go out there and perform. Potentially and talent goes, we are top 10 to me. I feel that way, truly. But that's just me.
Okay, Michael.
Sports, shut up. Sports, shut your mouth. All right,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. All right, so grade for the season-wise, I think it's like a D. And the only reason it's not an F is because of the 4-game win streak. And we saw.
I wanted to talk about that. Well, go ahead.
We'll bounce right back to you.
No, yeah, you're fine. But anyway, the reason it's not an F is because of the 4-game win streak. And we saw what makes Ron, that gives him a great coach status or good coach status is the leader of men. He came up with the, every giant there's a stone, and that really, I think, motivated players to knock off Tampa Bay. And then we took that into 3 more games. We beat Carolina, we beat Seahawks, and we beat the Raiders, who is also a playoff team. And that was where we see the greatness that Ron's greatness is there. Now, the reason it's a D and not higher is the defense, I've already mentioned it, was inexcusable on so many ways. And also, I just despise that we hired Martin Mayhew. I don't think that's going to be a good move in the long run because now he's going to be deciding who our quarterback is of the future. That's going to be scary. But Ron Rivera's big problem is not who he is, but he seems to be terrible at hiring people around him. Scott Turner is not great. He's average at best. Jack Del Rio, who I liked at the time, but Jack Del Rio has been embarrassing. It's just he doesn't know how to teach a zone, I guess, or something. Like, we have talent, and yet we just guard a blade of grass and say, I got this grass here. Like, this is my grass. And there's holes everywhere. The defense is, it's unbelievable how bad it really is. We were supposed to be a top 3 defense, top 5, top 10 at worst. And we ended up being, 30, 29? And then we even got better towards the end. But at one point we were 31, and it was only only ahead of Kansas City that was historically bad at 34 points a game. I think we were giving up 31 points a game earlier in the year. And I just can't give us any more than a D. Now, as far as a roster goes, I actually can agree with Jeris, where you could say this roster outside of the quarterback spot is honestly a B. Because if you dropped a top 10 or a top 15 quarterback on this team, we could be potential contenders as far as talent goes. But we have Heineke, who just doesn't have the arm to be a top-notch quarterback. Even though I think statistically he was at one point a top 15 quarterback, but that's also because Russell Wilson's hurt. Kyler Murray, I think, got hurt as well, so he wasn't up there. There's a couple other guys.
Trash.
Yeah, sure. But anyway, it's just I can't give us any more than a D. I would say it's a B roster, and if you put a quarterback on there, we could even be an A- roster because you look at Kansas City. Kansas City has a ton of holes on their roster, ton of holes. Like that defense is bad, and yet they're 12-5, a half game behind the number one. Yeah, because they have a top-notch quarterback. Like you could go to a bunch of different teams and look down the roster, and we could compete with anybody outside of the quarterback, in my opinion. And offensively, there's some holes there as well. But John Matsko is such a great offensive line coach that he didn't matter who we put out there. He ended up having a great offensive line. Yeah, and it's just
him and
I can't
Pete
give it more
Hayner
than a
too.
D.
Yeah, Pete Hayner is really good too.
The tight ends coach, right?
Really good, yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome, and I like them a lot. And so that's good hires there by Ron Rivera. So you got to give him credit when you also discredit him. But I don't know, a D and a C.
Okay, was that everybody?
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. So, man, shot question. Brian Flores just got recently fired, right? Mm-hmm. Let's just say this. For some reason, they're gonna blackball this man, and they don't give him a head coaching job. And hypothetically, would you fire Jack Del Rio right now and hire this man as your defensive coordinator?
I would fire him right now and hire me as the defensive coordinator. Jack Del Rio needs to be fired.
I'll take the job. I want $2 million. Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I mean, pay me $10. I don't like. I'm just kidding. But the point is that I would hire Juan Gotti, Nadi, Pedro Smith, and Jeris right now because call Madden plays and you're going to be better than Jack Del Rio. It's really that bad. Oh, sorry, I was reading everybody else. Somebody had to be the head coach. Somebody had to be the head coach. If we have those guys as Jack Del Rio, somebody had to be the head coach. Or do you want the general manager spot? I just wouldn't hire you as my defensive coordinator. But you're more offense. You're an offensive coordinator. No, just kidding. But it's just bad. And I'm just not a fan of Jack Del Rio. I would hire Brian Flores in a heartbeat because Jack Del Rio was horrible.
He is horrible.
I have Vic Fangio too. How about you, Pedro?
Oh, I would 100% hire Brian Flores over Jack Del Rio, but we know that's not going to happen. We know Brian Flores isn't going to settle for a defensive coordinator spot. Like, never is going to do that. And then,
he shouldn't
and we know Rivera isn't going to, he's not. I don't think he's going to fire Jack Del Rio. Like, regardless of what happens, I just don't get that feeling. Like, even though he's not a Carolina guy, I just don't feel like
that's his man.
Do it.
He's too loyal.
I would say is that and this is off topic. This is on Scott Turner. Early on in the season, I was a Scott Turner fan, kind of. I was a believer, and throughout the season, I kind of was because you saw the potential out there. You saw what he was scheming up. Heineke just couldn't do it, but through the end, it kind of soured on me. I'm fine either way if they keep him or not. And I know this wouldn't happen, but one guy that I would love, and again, it's not going to happen, Pep Hamilton. He would be.
Bro, me too.
I mean, he's developed Davis. I mean, it's only 1 year, but Davis Mills, Justin Herbert, and Andrew Luck are all quarterbacks that he was quarterback coaches for. So, I know it's not going to happen, but whatever job he gets, and it looks like it might be the Texans' offensive coordinator job, he's going to do great there. He would be my guy, but I know it's not going to happen.
I know. It's sad. But we brought Scott Turner. But I gotta ask Nadi and Wanda and Jeris about Mr. Flores or any other defensive coordinators out there on these streets, including Vic Fangio. We'll bring him up to you. He got canned too. He got the axe. He got the pink slip to get up out of here. So would you hire any of these defensive coordinators or former defensive coordinators, former head coach that got their pink slip as the defensive coordinator and get rid of Jack Del Rio?
Yeah, in the perfect world, I would definitely hire Brian Flores. The problem is, I think he's going to get a head coaching job sooner rather than later. If not in New York, where he is a Brooklyn native, so he has that connection. If not in New York, I've been clamoring since literally the moment that he got fired, he should be the next head coach of the Chicago Bears. I've been saying that for a couple of days now, and I think the fit is there. If they hire a great offensive coordinator to pair alongside Brian Flores, I think Chicago could get back into their winning ways, their old winning ways, sooner rather than later. But if he's available at DC, of course I would want him here in DC.
Also, we got a super chat. I got to skip everything else. Shout out to T-Ho. I used to be a defensive lineman back in high school, so why not hire me as a defensive line coach? Hey, T-Ho, you would do a lot better than Sam Mills. See, I would love to hire you, my friend. But yeah, what about Zimmer? Zimmer. Keys to the Beamer. No Mike Zimmer for DC?
No.
What? No Mike Zimmer? What is wrong with the Zimmer? Keys to the Beamer.
How did the Vikings defense do the last 4 years?
Come on, bro. That didn't want that talented. Come on, bro. They had Cameron Dancer.
They ain't been good since Jared Allen left.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I agree with that. Their defense ain't been the same since Jared Allen left. Yes, I agree. But, bro, Cameron Dancer's the number one corner, bro. That defense is not talented, bro. Like, what you want me to do? I'm just saying. All right, Lila. All right. Anybody but Zimmer? Okay, fine. All right. I might have went over a tangent with Zimmer. But you could hire Vic Fangio.
His name's not Jack Del Rio, so I'll hire Zimmer.
But I think the real point is, though, and Pedro said this, I don't think any of these moves are going to happen. I think Rivera is complacent with Jack Del Rio at DC, and we're just going to have to live with it for another season.
Too loyal.
At least.
Scott Turner and Jack Del Rio aren't going anywhere. But go ahead, Juan.
Yeah. Go ahead, Juan.
Yeah, I mean,
while you're at it,
first, Brian Flores, we all literally just said it. He's not about to settle for a defensive coordinator job. And two, Jack Del Rio has been terrible, but Ron Rivera is too loyal, man. He's not gonna move on from his guy. That's his boy. So he's not gonna move on from Jack Del Rio. And Jack Del Rio literally already said in a press conference, it's nothing going on. I will be back next year. So he already basically put that to bed. Scott Turner. Oh wait, first I want to go back to Brian Flores. So apparently, I don't know how true this is, but it's stuff coming out about how he told Tua he should have drafted Mac Jones this year, to his face. I don't know if that's true or not. But hey, man, you know what I'm saying? That's 2 years in a row. I mean, he said that Brian Flores wanted Justin Herbert, but Stephen Ross and Chris Greer wanted Tua. So they took Tua instead of letting Brian Flores. So again, I already made a video on that. I'm with Brian Flores on this whole situation. I feel like Miami is going to regret that whole decision. Tua is going to continue to get set up for failure. I mean, he's just not good. I'm just not a Tua fan, bro. He's just not good. Anyways, Scott Turner, I was a big believer in Scott Turner, man. I really was. I defended this man, and for him to go out here and perform like this, it's like he portrayed me. It's like he stabbed me in my back because I literally tried to defend this man so much, and he performs like this. He's terrible, man. He is. He doesn't have no situational awareness. His play calls. I mean, he's the kind of guy to run a fake handoff end around, lose 7. You know what I'm saying? His play calling, he's just bad. I don't even want to waste time on Scott Turner.
Calling a screen on 3rd and 2 behind the line of scrimmage and lose 3 yards on 3rd and 2.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Again, yeah, we can put blame on. We could play Scott. We can say Taylor Heineke isn't good. Blah blah blah. Scott Turner didn't help him out at all. Dude's play calling. And it's frustrating because at times he has great plays that he draws up, but it's just either he waits till we're already getting killed to call him, and then when we need him the most to come up with something again. And you can say this is Taylor Heineke's fault for throwing the pass, but why is Dax Milne? Why isn't Terry McLaurin running that route that Dax Milne was running? Was that versus the Eagles? On a 4th down that we needed to continue to have a chance to win. Why is Dax Milne getting the target? And again, you could say, oh, Taylor Heineke's the one that has to go out there and play and make the throw. Why isn't Terry McLaurin your main guy? He does not make an effort to get your number one receiver the ball. You put Terry McLaurin on the Packers, I guarantee you he has about 1,800 yards. Double-digit touchdowns. Terry McLaurin is that good, and not only does he not have a quarterback that can give him the ball on a consistent basis, he has a offensive coordinator that is literally allergic to finding a way to give him the ball. I don't care if you give Terry McLaurin the ball on the jet sweep. Get him the ball. Same with Curtis Samuel. For the minimum times that we had Curtis Samuel when he was healthy, he was not out there. That Cowboys game, this dude was out there for like 2 plays, and all they did was use him in motion. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Scott Turner's bad. I don't expect him to be, go anywhere because, again, at the same way you could say Scott Turner's bad, you could also say he doesn't have a franchise quarterback or a young guy to, I guess build his playbook around or whatnot. But again, we're saying he's bad. Who else is out there right now? Like, is there anyone else out there right now that could be possible candidates for offensive coordinators?
I don't know, but I wanted to say to your point, like the biggest thing that I have with Scott is that he uses motion all the time, which is great, but it's almost never Terry. It's Adam Humphries in motion. It's Carter in motion. It's Logan Thomas or Ricky Seals-Jones in motion. If you really watch the game, it's like Terry's a stationary target for the defense constantly. He's out wide to the left. He's out wide to the right. It's almost literally that. It's like 49% he's out on one side, 49% the other, maybe 2% you put him in the slot or something. It's like it's crazy how little you move around your best player. When you watch Matt LaFleur's offense with Devontae Adams, Adams is in motion all the time. They're going against the Rams with Jalen Ramsey. What do? They don't put Devontae Adams as a stationary target. Adams is running across the field almost every play, trying to get away from Jalen Ramsey because they know Ramsey's their best defender. So that's my big knock on Scott Turner. But overall, I think he's okay.
Yeah, same.
I don't hate him. But that's a big knock.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep my opinions on Scott Turner very, very brief, bro. Because I don't worry about us to talk. Scott Turner, get the hell out of my face. He get the hell out of my organization. He sucks. I'm tired of him. His play call is absolutely trash. It's garbola juice. It's basura, and it gets on my nerves. He wants to call screens on 3rd and 2 behind the line of scrimmage. This man doesn't.
Hey.
This man doesn't give. Antonio Gibson's a former wide receiver. You don't get this man no type of motion to run routes and stuff like that to get creative.
Not creative.
He doesn't get creative with Terry. He don't get creative with nobody. I'm tired of Scott Turner. He can get out my face. I'm done now. Pedro can go. Natty can go. Smuts can go. Because I'm tired of Scott Turner, period, bro. He ain't know it. He's nothing like his daddy. He never will be. He's trash. Get him in my face. He's there because his name. He's not good.
I ain't like Scott last year. I've been saying he was bad.
It doesn't matter.
And the screenplay, we just need to take that out of our playbook. I lie to you not. It's like we run like 50 screens and all of them just 5-yard losses.
A screen is not a bad play call. I'm stepping in here. A screen's not a bad play call. Look, all right, I'm tired of Washington fans this way. Washington fans are like, if the play works, it's a great play call. If the play doesn't work, it's a bad play call. No.
Why
you got to put more thought into that.
Hold on. Why are we running screens to John Bates?
People run tight end screens all the time. Every single team has tight end screens in their playbook. Every single team. Everyone, I don't care who it is. It could be who's an average tight end. You go watch them. An average tight end gets tight end screens.
It could be Dan Arnold. They run screens for Dan Arnold.
Dan Arnold or whoever.
Mo Ali Cox.
Cole Kmet gets almost every. I would imagine every single team has a running back screen, has a tight end screen, has receiver screens. Like I'm not in this camp of. I'm tired of hearing, "Oh, this play didn't work, so it's a bad play."
Well, it never works.
Because it's 3rd and 2, we do so many different things. We run the ball if it fails. Why did we run the ball? Why didn't we pass? If we pass the ball and it fails, why didn't we run the ball? It's just like if it fails, it's a bad play call. If it works, oh, what a great play call! He did a phenomenal job. That's not the hate on Scott Turner that's real, in my opinion.
It's nothing. It's not that we hate screens. It's just the amount of times we call them, and it's so obvious when we do it, and it's just like, again, And then it's the screen again, like Jeris just said. Why to John Bates and not to Terry?
And
You know
bro,
what I'm saying?
not to cut you off. And I was telling Tim this every time we ran the screen, it's Adam Humphries and DeAndre Carter to come block. It's no Cam Sims. It's no Gandy. They bring in Adam Humphries and DeAndre Carter to come block.
Cam Sims missed a block last game on a screen.
Yeah, man.
It got blown up.
Finally put him out there.
Players have got to step up and play.
But the truth
Players gotta step up and play.
all year long, Adam Humphries and DeAndre Carter was out there blocking on screens.
I just
For what?
You gotta make it play.
Caught on one screen and it turned to a pick six. Or fumble six, whatever you want to call it. One of those.
Yeah. Again, like I said, screens are good, but like again, it's just how frequent he calls them and in the situations he calls them. You know what I'm saying? 3rd and 2, your whole playbook is open. Why are you gonna call something behind the line of scrimmage?
We got to chill. Look, bro, no one said that man was a second coming of anything. Chill.
Oh, Terry deserves a 15-year contract. Just leave it blank and let him fill in the money himself.
Exactly. That's all we need to do.
And
yeah,
one thing,
Dawg, though. Stop playing with my man like that.
one thing is like I kind of agree with Tim. Like, you know, I agree with everyone because like I think the screens
That's dangerous. You shouldn't agree with me.
at a certain point it's not working, so you should stop calling it. But like there's times where like he sets it up right, and then one guy misses a block, and it's like a negative 3-yard loss. And then like Heineke, man, he just every time he'll just throw it right at the defender, it'll get blocked. Or like the other game, like everyone on the team, like who's watching the game, could tell if he throws it to DeAndre Carter, it's either going to be a pick six or DeAndre Carter's going to get laid out. And what does he do? He throws it right to him, and DeAndre Carter gets laid out. I mean, like, why are you throwing that? It's the most odd. Like, it's just like, come on.
It's the design of the play. That's the play design. Like in practice, when you rep that, that's literally the play design. You fake right,
yeah.
turn
But
around,
if you
you throw
see
it.
someone who's
The tackle's supposed to chop the ends to bring his arms down. He didn't. That's why it was a pick. So the tackle messed up.
Charles Leno. What was that? Charles Leno?
that was on the right side.
Or no, Cornelius Lucas. I don't know. I'm just saying because, like I said,
Like the quintessential Heineke play. All right, I believe I think it was against the Cowboys the first time. The quintessential Heineke play is Terry's open like this. Randy Moss Revis like, okay? Terry's open like this. Okay? Where does he throw? Into quintuple coverage. Not double, not triple, not quadruple, quintuple coverage to Cam Sims, an undrafted free agent wide receiver. Terry's like this, and he's throwing it into quintuple coverage. Like, I mean, how do you do that as an offensive coordinator? Like, I mean, what do I say? What do I say as Scott Turner here? I mean, how is that the play? Is that really Scott Turner? Scott Turner saying throw it to quintuple coverage Cam Sims instead of a wide open Terry McLaurin?
And that's why it's just like, and that's why it's like, again, I understand we're frustrated with Scott Turner, but we really can't assess this man until he gets a real quarterback.
I hate Scott.
Honestly,
bro, you know what I'm saying? I think that's, okay. I mean, Curtis was hurt. Okay, I get it. Okay. But when you look at our offense, it's so many ways that with the position flex we have, it's so many different ways that we can be creative. Like what Kyle Shanahan's doing with Debo. Terry can do that. Why can't I see a two running back set with Curtis and Gibby? Or Curtis and JD, or Terry and Gibby. Get creative. You have the players to do it. He doesn't do it. It's nothing creative about our offense, but you have the players. It's him. Now, I haven't seen nothing creative from him all year. Well, I think that end around to DeAndre Carter against the Packers, that's probably one of the things. But outside of that, everything is plain Jane. And I told him, I was like, it's just like he's out there with no game plan and just calling just random plays and just hope they work. It's like asking Madden, bro. That's how his play calling looks.
He's asking Madden.
You know why it looks like that? It's because you don't have a quarterback that can change the play at the line. If Devontae Adams is one-on-one That play is changed to a fade route, back shoulder throw, Devontae Adams. Almost every time.
Yeah.
It's over, right? Like, when you're Scott Turner, if you're relying on your offensive coordinator to every single play call the perfect play against the defense that's set up, you're screwed out the gate. You got to have audibles. If you play Madden,
I agree with
you got to
Tim on
set
that
up your
one.
audible
I agree
playbook.
with Tim on that one, yeah.
And if you're going to call a play and you're going to just rely on that play every single time, you're already screwed. You're already screwed. So we don't have the quarterback that can step up there and see, oh, wait, Terry's open one-on-one on my left side. Check, 1-2, here we go. Bang, back shoulder. Or bread basket throw over the top. Do me something. Or slant route real quick. Give me something one-on-one with Terry McLaurin. No, instead, we throw it. We run the play as called, and Adam Humphries gets a 2-yard grab and gets blown up, and that's it every single time. Or we're gonna hand it off up the middle. It's not a handoff. This play can't be a handoff when you have Terry McLaurin one-on-one with freaking Darius Slay or I don't know, like whoever the corner. Pick your corner, whatever.
And the funniest thing,
Carlton Davis or Kevin King. It can't be the run play.
As bad a quarterback play was, bro. The Eagles game, right? We had one-on-one with Terry, bro. That was a run play. Garrett Gilbert out of it. And Garrett Gilbert sucks. He's trash. He actually said, "Oh, I got one-on-one with Terry McLaurin. I'm gonna call this 9 route."
What a concept! What a concept! It's amazing.
He called a 9 route and it's through the 9 route. Like
Nadi looks like he has something to say. What are you saying, Nadi?
What's your thoughts, Pedro? What's your thoughts on Scott Turner, Pedro? I know you gotta run, bro. So.
I was gonna say,
yeah, I gotta go after this. But I mean, like I said it earlier, I came into the season. I was like, okay, I want to see what he does with the new quarterback. Quarterback gets hurt. I mean, it's still not big of a difference between Fitzpatrick and Heineke. They're both, backups, low-end starters. Fitzpatrick's better, but that's besides the point. I mean, he soured on me as the season went on. Because I don't know. I'm fine with bringing him back, but I'm also at the point where if they decide to bring someone else in, it's not the end of the world. It really isn't. Because it's not like we're letting go one of the best offensive coordinators in the league. So I'm fine with it either way. But I do think this, for both coordinators, this year is very important. I mean, and one thing is, I think Tim said, we overperformed on offense considering, the defensive side of the ball, obviously Chase Young and Montez Sweat were injured, but besides that, there weren't any too many other major injuries. You look at the offense. I mean, Logan Thomas out for the year. J.D. McKissick 7 games missed. 4 starting centers. Brandon Scherff, like usual, out for 5 games. Sam Cosmi out for 10 games. I mean, so many injuries on offense. So he was working with backups for a lot of the season.
Maybe called COVID too.
Yeah, I'm fine with it either way. Give him another chance, or if you see someone else like Pep Hamilton, who I would love, then go ahead and hire them. Appreciate having me on Pro Check, and appreciate all you guys talking with me.
Hey man, no problem, Pedro. Hey, go sub up Pedro, man. Roll the 7K for my boy. Go crazy for my boy, man. And shout out to Pedro. He won the One Gotti Award for most consistent Washington football team YouTuber. So shout out to Juan for having the award. So shout out to you for winning that. Keep grinding, man. I'm gonna keep watching your content. I'm always gonna stop by and say what's up. And yeah, man, take it easy, bro. Have a great evening, my guy.
You too. Thanks, man.
No problem.
Peace.
So we're gonna get to the next topic, right?
Well, Nadi was gonna say something.
A lot of pending free agents.
I thought Nadi was gonna say something. No, you don't have something? Okay, never mind.
I mean,
I'm sorry, Natty. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to add on to everything you guys said about Taylor Heineke not targeting Terry. What frustrated me the most was when we were getting blown out by Dallas Cowboys.
Can you pause real quick?
Yeah.
I respect somebody donating. I got to read the comment. And one thing I noticed about Heineke is barely hitting the check down or dumping to the running back. He almost never looks at the other.
That's all he did. That's a lie. That's all he did was try to throw a check down. So I don't know what games you were watching, but that's obvious. It was Adam Humphrey. It was the Adam Humphrey show. It was the J.D. McKissick show. I don't know, and John Bates show all year long. I don't know what you was watching.
Hey, Alexander Wilson, I definitely agree with you, man. Heineke, come on, no more. All right, go ahead, Natty. I'm sorry. You may continue. I'm sorry.
No, I mean,
Got
It's
25
a
to go.
small point, but it's just adding on to everything you guys were saying. I mean, what frustrated me a lot from Taylor Heineke was Dallas Cowboys game. We're getting blown out the night after Christmas. Terry didn't get any targets until Kyle Allen was put in the game in the fourth quarter in a blowout. This man's Terry got 3 or 4 targets in the rest of the game before Kyle Allen was put in the game. And remember, blowout. You're not running the ball. You're throwing the ball. That told me all I needed to know about Taylor Heineke. That's all I wanted to say.
And also, I just want to say this last thing because I know I've defended Scott Turner a couple times. As I said, I think he's an average guy at best. I don't think he's great. I don't think he's awesome. I know there's problems with Scott Turner. I was just defending the parts that I don't think is a fair criticism. That's all I'm saying.
I'm gonna hit my inner Louis T. That boy is trash. Throw him away. Throw him away like yesterday's garbage. Throw it up. Get him out of here.
That's what he said to Cam Sims. Double up. Double up.
he can go through. Double up. Bye. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
Yes. He is. Yes. I agree with that. But one and done versus the 49ers. Y'all Cowboy fans, get out my comment section, man. But y'all see Washington football team roundtable. You want to hop in, talk 56-14 and all. What about y'all playoff game? Leave us alone, okay?
They heard DC and they thought we were talking about Dallas Cowboys.
DC don't stand for Dallas Cowboys. It stands for,
I mean DC in terms of defensive coordinator. They thought we were talking about the Dallas Cowboys. They're always like every time we say DC. Every time we say DC, they come in and migrate. And
DC stand for me is District Casamigos, but that's not my business. But let me stop. Not any of my business. But all right, we got plenty of pending free agents. I think we got like 23 of them, some wild number like that. What are 2 pending free agents you guys would like to keep? I will start with Jeris and then Juan, Natty, and then Tim.
I'm not even gonna say Brandon because that's obvious for me. But TMT, Toy McTire, 1. And 2, I think we need Lucas. We need to bring Lucas back. So TMT and Lucas.
Those some 2 good depth guys. I'm cool with that. Juan?
Yeah, so for me, I agree with Toy McTire. I said that in my video just for the simple fact, he had a great preseason, and it was so unfortunate that he got hurt in week 4. I wanted to see what he was going to have. I mean, I didn't expect much out of him, but I very well would have liked to see what he could have done for us. And I don't think they're going to bring him back just because at the end of the day, it's Toy McTire, and he tore his ACL. So they're going to look at it from that standpoint. Me personally, I would sign him to a league minimum. What is it? I don't know what the league minimum is. I was going to say some random number like 850K or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I do agree with that. See Luke back up, bro. I agree with that because Sam Cosmi's a franchise right tackle. I don't care if he was hurt. He showed in his minimum games. He showed you that he can be a franchise right tackle. You said don't say the obvious ones. Damn. My bad.
You can if you want. I don't say that.
Yeah, you didn't say that.
Oh, all right. I don't know. Cam Sims is an obvious one, so I'm gonna do one obvious and one rare. I want Cam Sims back for the simple fact of we cry that we don't. For some reason, we cry and say we don't have this go up and get it top shelf kind of receiver when we literally have number 11 in our backyard. I just want to know. I want to know if it's more to Cam Sims with the franchise quarterback. I really do think it is. I don't think he's a number 2. I think he possibly could be a number 3, but again. I just want him back because again he's a 6'5" body, and again is it just me or is it seems like besides Adam Humphries and Terry, he's probably like our clutchest receiver when it comes to making a huge catch down the stretch when we really need it. So yeah, I think it would be Cam Sims for me, and probably an obvious one. So you want Brandon Scherff back. I don't, for the simple fact the guy can't stay healthy and he wants a lot of money. Martin Mayhew confirmed that we tried to make him the highest paid guard, and he turned that down. So obviously he doesn't want to be here.
I
So
think this BS.
I'm trying to think. JD McKissick, obvious one that needs to come back here. Offensive.
That was one that I was kind of with Tim on, in the sense that the running back, like if JD were to leave, I'm not mad because I can go into the draft and find somebody to replace him. I already have a running back in mind for me. But because I can get that running back out of the draft on a contract way lower than when I'm going to have to pay JD. Yeah. So it's like
that's cool.
Again, I'm not saying I don't, but if JD were to leave, I'm not mad at it.
Again, when you look at our free agents, we literally all our free agents, all of them are players that we're not gonna lose sleep over if we lose them, right? When you look at the whole free agent class that we have coming up here. But just for me personally, I think you got to resign JD. You see how that offense just deteriorated once he went out there. Since that Seattle game, the offense went downhill. You have JD down that stretch. I'm not going to say we win games, but he definitely helped us keep us in the game. We don't lose 51 to what? I turned the game off, and that was the first time I did that ever in my whole fandom. 56-14. JD probably scores a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so for me personally, it's JD and Cam Sims as the two.
That's fine. Natty, your turn, bro.
Yeah. For me, number one still. It's been the number one for the last 2 years, Brandon Scherff. I know he's going to be expensive, and I don't think the team is going to re-sign him. But we're talking about what I want to happen, right? I think Brandon Scherff is the number one guy. We win games when he's in the lineup. Our running game, our passing game is much improved when he's in the lineup. You can see it. The eyeball test shows it. The advanced metrics show it. We got to stop hating on this man. I know Corey on the warpath. Always butt heads. Always butt heads on this topic. But I'm sticking with Brandon Scherff. I mean, there's a reason why he's a 5-time Pro Bowler in 7 seasons and a first-team All-Pro last year. People might say, "Oh, he backed into an All-Pro." Does that really matter in DC? When's the last time we had an All-Pro? Matt Turk, right? 1996. Like, we got to stop hating on him. I know he's not going to give you a full season, but the Zach Martins of the world, these great lords of the world, Quinn Nelson, these guys get injured too. They get injured too. Nobody talks about it in the DC market. We act like Brandon Scherff is the only stud top 3 right guard in the league that gets injured like every single year. So Brandon Scherff is number one guy for me. Number 2, JD McKissick. Super underrated. I mean, Juan pretty much said everything that I need to say. Like, our offense crumbled when JD McKissick was out of the lineup.
Corey in the building.
I think we really took him for granted, but I think those are the top 2 guys. And I don't care what Corey says. I'm sorry, bro. But Brandon Scherff is the number one guy.
Can I say something right quick about Brandon Scherff? I wanna say something, then I want to ask you the reason why we're so comfortable with why I'm so comfortable with moving on from Brandon Scherff. Because again, you guys, and I'm not gonna say you guys, I'm gonna say us, because I am in that mixture of frustration with Curtis Samuel. But we're kind of frustrated, and some fans are crying, and I use that term loosely, about how frustrated they are calling Curtis Samuel plastic because he missed 1 year, and we signed him to a contract. What was it, 3 years? I forget the whole total, but 3 years. You signed Brandon Scherff to, let's say, 5 years, 4 years, $21 million, and you know this guy hasn't played a full season his whole career. He misses about 7 games a year. I really want to know how you guys are going to react to that when that happens, because it's not if Brandon Scherff gets hurt, it's when he gets hurt. He's missing 7 games minimum, and y'all are crying about Curtis Samuel missing games now. His contract doesn't compare to what we're gonna have to pay Brandon Scherff. So I'm really interested to see how you guys are gonna react to when we pay Brandon Scherff, if that's what y'all want. That's what y'all want, right? Y'all want to pay Brandon Scherff. When we pay Brandon Scherff and he's missing 7 games, I want to know how y'all gonna react. I really do. And another reason why I'm so comfortable with moving on from Brandon Scherff is because Wes Schweitzer showed me enough last year when Brandon Scherff was out that he could be a starter. I'm comfortable with Wes Schweitzer.
Star?
I'm comfortable with putting Wes Schweitzer out there as my starting right guard.
Well, isn't Schweitzer injury prone too? Like
did he get hurt in 2020? I don't remember him getting hurt in 2020. Yes, he got hurt this year, but I mean, come on, man. The man played center, guard, played everything, and he got hurt in that Seattle game. Again, Wes Schweitzer, I don't know if he's injury prone. I think is this his first year really getting banged up? I don't know about his time in Atlanta. I'm fine with Wes Schweitzer. Again, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying Brandon Scherff is terrible. I love Brandon Scherff, but the guy can't stay healthy, and we're crying about missing Curtis Samuel on his. What somebody looked at it? Was it 3 years, 15 mil?
This was 3 years, $33.5 million.
Yeah, okay, and how much is that roughly a year? Like
it was 30. It was 34. It was 11.5. 34.5.
11.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're crying about missing Curtis Samuel, and he calling him plastic, and we're paying him 11 mil per, right? And this is really his first year, really getting banged up. Brandon Scherff hasn't played a full season since he entered the league, and we're gonna have to pay this man 20 mil plus. I really want to know how y'all gonna react to that. When you have Wes Schweitzer, again, I don't know his injury history, but I'm sure this is the first season he really got banged up.
He all right, just to say here, he played 16 in his rookie, 15, 16, and then this year was the first time he didn't play 15 games.
Who are we talking about? Schweitzer or
yeah, Switzer.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay then.
Or Schweitzer.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for proving my point, right? Again, I'm not saying Brandon Scherff is terrible. I love Scherff, but he's first of all, I don't think he wants to be here. He declined an offer to make him the highest paid right guard, higher than Quentin Nelson. And Quentin Nelson is going to get that. I don't think he got paid already, but if he didn't, he's going to get that back. Brandon Scherff isn't on that level of Quentin Nelson, health-wise. And then Quentin Nelson had that foot injury this year, health-wise and on the field-wise. Again, I understand why y'all want Scherff back. I love Scherff, man. But again, dude, we franchise tag this man twice. And then we're going to have to turn around. We're going to have to turn around after franchise tagging this man twice and pay him $20+ million for a right guard? Are you kidding me? When you have Wes Schweitzer
pay that man his money.
Listen. You have Wes Schweitzer backing up, and Tim just read off his stats. This is his first season missing games. This dude can go out there and play center for us, right guard, left guard. Come on now. I love Scherff, but he's not worth the money.
So the other thing we haven't mentioned yet when we talk about Scherff is with Matsko. He's shown that he could have any 5 guys and perform pretty decent. Mm-hmm. Like, you don't have to pay a right guard $18+ million. I don't know if it'll be 20, but it'll probably be $18+ million.
I don't think it'll be 18.
There's a reason though that we don't win without Brandon Scherff in the lineup. There's a reason why.
And to that point, all right. So did he allow 2 bombs against the Saints? Did he drop a bunch of picks against Denver? Did he dive before the end zone?
In the running game.
Bro, listen, I'm
not denying that. I'm not even denying that Brandon Scherff is better than what we have at guard. That's fine. But is he $15 million or what is Wes Schweitzer getting paid? Is he $15 million better than Wes Schweitzer?
Yes.
He's $15 million?
You have Wes
backup. Yes. He's his backup. So he's $15 million
better.
He's been his backup. Yes.
Wes Schweitzer was so good. I mean, you would still be a starter right now. Like,
what Pro Bowls has Wes won? Where was Wes drafted?
First of all, hold on, no. First of all, I'm trying.
Listen. Wait, are you thinking that I'm comparing Brandon Scherff to Wes Schweitzer on a same level?
First of all, hold on, Tim, and I agree with Tim saying, Pro Bowls, congratulations, but come on now, Pro Bowls have lost their value because it's fan picked. It's little kids picking their favorite players over Brandon Scherff.
There's multiple ways. There's multiple.
Talk to me.
Hold on. One, it's a third fan vote, it's a third player vote, and it's a third coaching's vote. Like, it's not all. I think it's all 3, isn't it?
I would understand that if it's a skill player, but we're talking about a right guard. Like, I feel like Brandon Scherff. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I love that skill players do, bro.
Again, I love Brandon Scherff, man.
He's my lookalike.
I love this man, and he's really good. But guys, what I'm saying is this man worth the money when he's missing a minimum of 7 games every season? I don't think so. When you have Wes Schweitzer on a bargain, bro, you have Wes Schweitzer on a bargain deal.
Yeah, what does on the Warpath say? Death, taxes, and Brandon Scherff missing a month plus. Is that what all the fans say?
It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. Again, like I said, I love B Scherff, man. Again, but dude is amazing, all pro caliber guy. But it's just like, man, I don't want to pay him that much money when you have Terry coming down the pipe. You have potential your 2 edge rushers down the pipe. And so he's missing 7+ games.
He's a great.
Y'all want my opinion now? Y'all want my opinion?
I was gonna say my two. I was gonna say my two real quick, and then
Tim first.
So my two. I got Joey Sly. I think he could be the kicker of the future.
So we all forgot about that.
I'll say Joey Sly.
I'm about to say Joey Sly.
And then you guys mentioned everybody else, so I'm gonna say Tim Settle if we decide to move on from Payne. If the Payne move is real, then I think we should keep Tim Settle. Because having a third rotational guy on the interior defensive line is important. Because defensive line's all about rotation. So if Payne is truly on the move for maybe a quarterback or whatever, then Tim Settle is my number 2.
Put on the warpath comment up there right quick before Jeris goes and say his reasons why he loves Scherff so much.
I ain't get my opinion yet. I'm talking first, goddamn.
Put that up. No, the other one.
That's Pedro.
Oh, that's Pedro. My fault. The pictures looking like a little bit. There you go. You know what I'm saying? Again, love me some Scherff, but that just made my point even more clear about you saying football. Let's hear this. I'm interested.
All right. I'm gonna get the brand Scherff. Dang it. I heard y'all for say y'all opinions. It's my turn. I'm gonna skip Bayless joint right now. My turn. So
somebody mute Protect. Who told him he could talk on his own show? Who told him he could talk on his own show? It's ridiculous.
All right. On a serious note, though. I'm torn. I'm really torn. I love.
I'm not torn. It's an easy decision for me, especially after franchise tag.
Hear me out though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I love Brandon Scherff.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's a top 5 guard in the league.
Definitely.
In his position.
Definitely.
But at the same token, bro, I know we offered him the number 1 pay for guards, but that before Joe Thuney got paid. People didn't understand that little nuance. He I'm not about to take that right now when Joe Thuney about to get paid. Let me see we get paid first. It's no, take this now. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna wait till Joe Thuney get paid, and I'm gonna see what's up after that. Of course, it was 16. I think they offered him 14.25, so $14,250,000 a year. Mm-hmm. That wasn't gonna do it, honestly speaking. So they did the same thing with Kirk. We're almost guaranteed money. I don't believe what these motherfuckers be talking about, bro. They be capping and they words about the cap and board. So look, I get what y'all saying with I don't want to pay all the money. I think anything more than Joe Thuney's getting paid, I'm good. That's what I'm on.
That's fair.
If it's 14.5, 15, okay, I kick it out. But you said I want 18, 20. Oh no. You gotta go. You got to go. I'm not paying $20 million to a guard. That is tackle money. That is dead. I can't. That's dead. I can't do it.
What I would say is this.
I do 15, I do 16. I'm not doing no 20 minutes.
Hey, hold on before you go right quick. I just want to ask this one question. You think he's going to settle for what he's making less than the franchise tag? What is his franchise tag this year? Last year was 18 million, right? It was 18 last year, or was that this year? I thought
that's
it was
this
18.
year. That's why he got paid 18 this year.
18 this year. You think he's going to settle less than that per when he literally robbing? I don't want to say robbing us because he's not, but again, it's overpriced.
I think he could. I think he could, depending on the guarantees, because the thing is players care more about the guarantee number than they do about the per number.
Yeah. Okay.
The guarantee is an important number.
So let's say we came to we give you 3 for 48 fully guaranteed. Another team comes in with 3 for 54 but $27 million guaranteed. He gonna go to us because he getting paid $2 million less per, but he's getting it fully guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? So it's you're paying him less per, but more guaranteed money has to be involved to check and balance it. So I don't mind to say, hey, bro, 3 for 45 fully guaranteed, bro. Take it or leave it. He say no, he can walk. He can walk. I'll give him one contract offer. If he says no, he can walk. I am good. I will go with Wes Schweitzer. I'm fine with that. It is what it is. I'm not paying no guard $20 million. I'm sorry. It's crazy.
No contract offer. He can go now.
For a third round pick.
He can go now.
Let him go now. Third round pick.
You can listen. You created another hole. That's all you did. That's all you did was creating another hole that you got to fill.
I'm curious to hear
Fans are
Jeris.
taking Scherff for granted, bro. Just watch next year when we're gonna struggle to open up holes in the run game and our pass protection.
Well,
we're gonna give up more sacks like we did during our losing streak without Brandon Scherff and early in the season without Brandon Scherff. I get it; he's injury prone. I'm giving him $18 million a year, maybe 20. I agree with you, Juan. That's too much.
I'm on. I'm not giving you 20.
Hold on. I like what you're saying there, but during the time, I just thought about this, right? During the time Scherff was out, I don't think Schweitzer was at guard because wasn't Chase Ruley? Chase Ruley got hurt in what game?
It was hurt, yes.
What game did Chase Ruley get hurt? Was it the Broncos or the Packers game?
He broke it against the Broncos.
He got hurt in the Broncos game, and Schweitzer had to play center because Scherff was already out. So during that time. Was Sadiq Charles at right guard? Come on now. I get. I like what you're saying,
though, bro. Like I'm talking about
what you just said.
Being out of the lineup and our offensive line crumbles without him.
Okay, all right. I understand that, but watch next year.
He was in the game during that Dallas game that we got rolled in,
and he got blown.
Micah Parsons, a rookie. Destroyed a guard inside for a second.
Thank you. No. It's not even just one play. It's not. It
is one play, but it's just an example.
It happens.
Everybody example.
Okay. You're saying watch next year when you don't have him and how we can't open up lanes, but watch next year if we re-sign him, he's going to be out for 8-9 weeks.
I don't know. 8-9 weeks. I don't know about that.
So again, like I said, I love Scherff. I mean, this is a great debate because I love not having the same opinion. This what makes it fun. I love Scherff, but again, I don't think he's
okay. If you say that, then did you want to keep Trent Williams?
You can't compare Trent Williams and Brandon.
Answer the question. Yes or no?
Hell yes, I want to keep Trent Williams.
Okay, so why would you want to keep Scherff?
Bro, left tackle.
Everybody said Trent was so injury prone. They wanted to keep him though.
Thank you, Chris. Juan, I disagree. Back then, there were a lot of fans that wanted to get rid of Trent Williams. A lot of.
I
was not what it is now. Is what I'm saying. So
no. I agree, but I wasn't one of those fans. It was a lot of fans. I wasn't one of them.
But they didn't want to get rid of him because of the on the field stuff.
It was the Bruce.
They wanted to get rid of the off the field stuff. He decided that he didn't want to play. He had he couldn't put his helmet on to play. The guy's played through injuries his whole career. Now all of a sudden I can't put my helmet on because I have a scar.
Cancer.
Yeah. So and again,
he had it removed, and then he can't wear his helmet now. The guy's played through all sorts of injuries his entire career. He's a soldier, but now all of a sudden, now I can't put a helmet on and I can't play because I have a gap in my stitches in my head.
I wanted to pay Trent Williams.
If he wanted to play, he could play.
Yeah, he didn't want to play here. He literally didn't want to play here. But no, before Jeris finished talking because he wasn't done, I'm gonna say this in reply to that. Yes, I wanted to pay Trent Williams. Trent Williams is a franchise left tackle. It's not easy. You can't just replace a left tackle. You can replace Brandon Scherff, especially with Wes Schweitzer. You can't compare Brandon Scherff and Trent Williams, bro. Like that, you can't do that. First of all, two different positions.
Do you know how long it took do you realize once Trent left, how long it took for us to get anything competent on the O-line outside of Brandon?
That's my point. That's my point.
Hold on. Do you think we have it now? Do you think we have it now? Do you think we have a competent left tackle now?
Yes, now.
Then it took a year. That's it. We went 1 year. We went 1 year without Trent.
We went more than 1 year without Trent.
No, it was Ron Rivera's first year last year that Trent left. It was the year before that he decided he didn't want to play.
Yeah.
And guess what though? As bad as the left tackle position was, it wasn't as bad as everybody thought it was last year. Because even Morgan Moses had stepped in and played left tackle. Actually, was admirable. He actually
he was solid for the time he had to play left tackle.
You know why?
Why? What's up?
Morgan Moses was all on the right side. Why
was he right
tackle for so many years? Because right there, right guard. You saw what happened when he went to the Jets. What happened to Morgan Moses?
Exactly.
Wait, no. I was watching Big Mo versus the Bills. Before he got hurt, he was playing really good.
Here we go.
He was Big Mo was playing solid before when I watched him before he got hurt versus the Bills the last final game. Again, like I was saying, guys, I love Scherff, but y'all really think he's worth the money?
Not 20
And it's
million.
not.
I'm not giving him 20. No.
According to PFF right now, Morgan Moses is a 70 PFF.
I'm not giving him 20. I'm not giving. Listen, I'm giving one player on this team over 20 million. That goes to show you how much I think about some of the players on this team. And you brought up a point. We still got edge rushers to play. Pay him for what?
I said potentially. I said you had Terry down the pipe.
You said potentially. Montez going to his 4th year. What's the potential? His 3 years wasn't nothing really.
I mean, yeah, okay.
We got one trade Deron. Deron's on the trading block. So
Deron's on the trading block according to fans. According to fans, he's on the trading block. Deron Payne ain't going nowhere.
Deron,
I don't know about that.
Enough of the brand, Scherff. I'm tired of talking about.
Nah. This is, you know what I'm saying. This is
Payne now. I got an opinion about Payne, and this is my thing, right? So I'm gonna start with this Deron Payne thing. I'm tired of talking about Scherff. He can stay, he can go. I don't care. He can do what the hell he wants. I don't care. I don't care. If he wants $20 million, he can walk. If he wants 16, I welcome you on back home. That's cool. But I'm not giving him $20 million. I'm done talking about it.
Yeah, Tyler Larson.
I thank all y'all for y'all opinion. That was a great debate. That was actually awesome. I knew y'all had different opinions, so I'm glad we talked about it. So let's get to Deron Payne. And the question is, would you trade him or pay him? I'm gonna move him. If it was me, I would move him.
Fact.
Because for one, forget the fight. The fight's irrelevant. I thought of moving him before that damn fight. I don't care. I don't care if they got a little slobber knockers with each other. I don't care. Okay, the little slobby knocky slobber knockers. But he's on his last year's rookie deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Already paid Jonathan Allen. That's $18 million you paying to him for the next 4 years.
17.
Like Juan has stated, you might have a edge rusher or two you might have to pay down the pipe. If Montez can go get a double-digit sack season this year and pick the 5th-year option, then you might have think about paying him. But, you got to chase down the pipeline, have Chase get his act together, and not have 1.5 sacks and actually do something. Then you got to pay Terry this year. You got to kick out the bread. You know this last year.
Take half the cap.
He probably take about 25, 26 million. Probably put his bag on guarantee. You kicking out a ton of bread to Terry, right? You don't have a franchise quarterback on the roster, so that's going to take up some money eventually, right? All I'm saying is you can't pay everybody. You can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You simply just can't pay everybody. You want a stud middle linebacker that costs bread too. You want a stud free safety. You want Jesse Bates. You want Justin Reed. You want Honey Badger. You want Marcus Williams. That's going to cost you $14 to $15 million a season.
Mm.
I can't pay everybody. So Deron right now is the odd man out because you're recording a rookie deal, and Terry has to get broken off. And we want a wide receiver too. Potentially, we might want a wide receiver too. I know. Juan said let's take the wait and see approach. I don't have a problem with that either. But hey, what if Allen Robinson wanted to come here?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
All those variables.
He's already dealt with. Unless we get a franchise quarterback,
I'm giving hypotheticals, Natty. I don't think he wants to come here myself. I'm just giving an example.
Unless we get a quarterback.
I agree.
Unless we're guaranteeing that we're getting a quarterback in the draft. All I'm saying, if we're not getting a quarterback on a rookie deal potentially, we're trying to trade for a veteran. Deron cannot be here, period. There's no way.
Yeah.
Being a quarterback on a rookie deal, it's like he's trying to get all these other dudes trying to prove it was a top 10. Deron has to go. He has to be moved. He has to be moved. Off of that. Forget the fight, forget the chemistry with the guys. I don't care about that. It's the fact you're on your last year rookie deal and you could walk next year and we get nothing. So why not move now and get something now?
Exactly.
You're not getting paid here. So trade him.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I think Payne, again, this fight has nothing to do with it. I think that's just giving fans a reason to say we should trade. That fight doesn't have nothing to do with it. Like last year, I was wrong at this time last year, because Duran was coming off of a great season last year, I said we should move Jonathan Allen last year.
Me too.
I said that last year, but now it's flipped. But you know what hasn't changed? Me saying we have to move one of these guys. We can't pay all of these guys. One of them got to go. Duran's the odd man out. Duran's good. That fight has nothing to do with it, but we have other positions of need. And again, you said trade him now. I don't know if they're going to do that. I feel like they're just going to –
They're idiots.
They're going to let him play this season out, and then they're going to let him walk next year. I feel like that's the most Washington thing ever.
The stupidest thing that you can do.
That's literally the most Washington thing ever, though. That's why I said that's not what I would do.
I'm not doing that because then that'll be Trent Williams left for nothing, Deron leave for nothing, Brandon leaves for nothing. That's dumb. That's 3.
Kirk leaves for nothing too.
No.
Who did Trent actually leave for with third round pick? Who did we spend it on? Was it
a third and a fifth?
Was it Gibby? Was it Gibby? Was Trent Gibby? Or was that this year?
St. Juice.
St. Juice.
And then last year it was a 5th rounder. Who were we getting the 5th round last year?
It was Keith Ishmael. That's what it was.
I want to trade Deron, period. And it's different reasons for protect. Like I was with you, Juan, because after that Tampa game, where he just went off, in my mind, I'm like, okay, next year Deron going to just take over.
Yeah,
he regressed to a point where I'm like, no, this is your 4th year. You did nothing. It's time for you to walk. Once it hits that 4th year, I'm not giving you a 5th year. I'm not. Leave. Either you're going to reach your potential or you're not. I don't got time to be regressing. If you're going to regress this much, it's time for you to go.
Yeah. That's why
the same go for Chase. The same go for Montez. By your 4th year, if you're not doing nothing for me, why am I keeping you? Now I'm just wasting, and I'm wasting your value right now. So I need to move you as quick as possible before your value continuously get diminished. So Deron needs to go this year.
Yeah. Well said. Well said.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say this. I can, kind of stick out my chest on it because I have been a big fan of Jonathan Allen for a couple of years now. Thought that Ron Payne should have been the guy that got traded last year. Just glad to see Jonathan Allen step up and be the All-Pro that I thought he should have been last year. I think he's going to be All-Pro. But Deron Payne, yes, you got to trade him. If you're going to get a franchise quarterback especially, I would definitely trade him. I mean, he's the odd – I've been saying he's the odd man out. Now –
okay, let me ask. So you will only trade him for a quarterback?
You
Yeah.
get a 1st-round pick.
I want to trade him for a linebacker.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Maybe a linebacker.
That's a more reasonable trade.
I want a 1.
Is there a linebacker you want, Chris?
Miles Jack.
How old is Miles Jack?
Ron Payne would.
Miles Jack is 26,
Jack is
27.
28.
Because he was on that 17 defense. Jacksonville.
AFC Championship.
Yeah. 26.
I'm fine with trading Durain if we're going to get a veteran quarterback.
You're on the contract for 3 more years too.
26.
That's what I'm saying though. You think that that trade would work, given that Deron Payne is only under contract for 1 more year?
I mean, they would have to. I mean, that's why I said we might have to throw in a pick. I would do that personally because you're going to use one of your draft picks on another linebacker anyway.
Yeah. That's more realistic than trying to package up Deron for 2 first and all that for a quarterback. And he's 26. Yeah.
And then boom, your linebacker position, your Mike done.
And he had 6 sacks this year, 6.5.
He can rush.
I never thought about that. That's
yeah, because
and Jacksonville's trying to trade. Is Jacksonville's trying to trade Miles Jack?
I'm not sure.
They ain't complete rebuild mode.
Look, it takes 2 to tango to trade. All right, guys. Like
it's
everybody's like, we should have got more for Trent. We should have got more for Trent. We couldn't get more for Trent. Like that was not an option. It wasn't on the table. Everybody said we should have traded the number 2 pick. Trade the number 2 pick. Trade the number 2 pick. Trade the number 2 pick. Nobody wanted the number 2 pick. Nobody needed to trade up to the number 2 pick. Well, there were some people that said it. Maybe not you guys, but it doesn't matter. A lot of people wanted to trade back, add more picks. Is the idea. And maybe it wasn't you guys, but it was definitely a thing out there in the Washington ether of potentially adding more picks, getting a left tackle, then getting maybe another defensive player, whatever. Isaiah Simmons, somebody like that. It takes 2 to tango. You have to be able to then have a trade partner. Like, I think Protect on this side mentioned that maybe getting a first-round pick. Nobody's trading a first-round pick for Duran. You may get a third. You might. That's it. He's an interior defensive lineman.
Orlando Brown demanded a first-round pick.
Orlando Brown's a left tackle.
Well,
Are we really comparing a left tackle to a interior defensive lineman that you're about to have to pay a ton of money to on top of that? Like, you're gonna have to. He's on 1 more year of his deal, so you're already paying him $8.5 million is his contract right now. Then, on top of that, you're gonna have to pay him a huge deal after the fact for an interior defensive lineman. You're not getting a first-round pick for that. It's just not happening. And also, on top of that, with all the stuff going on, nobody's doing that knowing that you may have to move him because his dad's on social media saying that he's out. Right? Like, teams see that, oh, wait, he doesn't want to play in Washington anymore. I don't have to send a bunch of capital for him unless you have a trade war, and nobody's getting into a trade war for an interior defensive lineman. That's not a left tackle. That's not a quarterback. Like, Deshaun Watson is going to demand the same capital he would have post this stuff because he's a top-tier quarterback, potentially top 5 quarterback in the league.
Teams will line up if we made Payne available.
Why? Why in the world would you line up for this guy when you know he doesn't want to play there anyway? So if you, like, I don't understand. And you're going to have to pay him a ton of money. Nobody's doing that for an interior.
A contender would definitely hop on Duran in a heartbeat.
They're not trading a first-round pick for him.
I didn't say a first-rounder.
I said a first rounder, but
what are you getting? I said a third rounder at best. You getting better than a third?
I want something better than a third. I'm gonna get a compensatory third anyway. So I'm at least want
more.
If
that's the case, listen.
And then if you're not gonna sign him, then I'm just gonna wait until he walks, and then I'll pay him without losing my pick.
That's true.
Like, I'm not. It's nobody's trading for Duran. The only way you're getting rid of Duran. The only way you're getting rid of Duran is if you trade him for a quarterback. If he's a part of a package deal for a Wilson, for a Rodgers, for a Watson, that's the only way you're going to get rid of him.
You can get him for a linebacker.
Chase Young. What? No.
But you think you can get him for Miles Jack?
Yeah, I definitely do.
So Jacksonville's ready to move on from him and go for an interior
defensive lineman? There has been rumors that Miles Jack wants out and they going to trade him. There has been rumors out there.
Maybe that's fine. If you know what, if that scenario happens, fine.
I'll kick the tire. I will give him an offer. If it's not the case,
what's the pick? What's the other pick?
I'm not gonna I'm not letting Duran walk for no freaking
third round
Trent Williams kind of deal. If I can't get that, I'm just gonna pay Duran whatever. I'm not giving up another player who has some form of value for nothing. I'm not doing it. It's stupid.
Well,
that's fine, and then pay him. And so that's what I'm saying. You're only gonna get rid of him if you trade him for a quarterback. Then you're paying him.
Anything over there?
You're probably not getting him for 15. But go ahead, Juan.
No. I was just gonna agree with you. For the simple fact of what you were talking about with Trent Williams and his trade, you gotta think about it like this, and this is similar to now Duran and his father. Trent's his value diminished for us because teams saw what was going on with the Bruce Allen thing, so teams weren't gonna be as gung ho to give up a better pick than what we got for Trent. Same could be said for Duran because of his father now getting on social media, acting a fool.
Yeah.
You know, saying his
trade value.
Saying his son is wanting out, calling John a B, a girl. You know what I'm saying? Calling Taylor Heineke trash, right? And again, obviously, a lot of y'all agree with that. But again, that's not the point. That's not the point.
Speak for yourself. Taylor's the GOAT.
That's why I said
I ain't have a problem with him saying Heineke was bad. Somebody got to tell him.
But the whole point is, why is your father even in that situation? You're a grown man. Right. You got to tell. Just like how OBJ was getting heat for his father saying stuff. You got to, hey, Pops, let me handle this, man. I'm a grown. This is my work. You can't. I'm a public figure. You can't be out here saying stuff like that, man.
All right.
Well, his dad's also a grown man, and he's going to say whatever the heck he wants to online. I'll tell you that. My son ain't going to tell me what I'm going to say online. I'll tell you that right now. I don't care who you are. You're telling me what I'm going to say and what I'm not going to say.
Yeah, but then that's good. But then that's going to put you and him in a bad spot because you're like, you're my father, but this is my place of work, and you're doing this with my name attached to it.
That's wrong for it.
Well, maybe that I would assess that, and then I would decide that I'm not going to do it. But my son's not telling me. I'm going to assess it myself.
Why wouldn't he be like, "Hey, pops"? You know what I'm saying?
No. My son can say whatever the heck he wants to. I'm not saying that he can't say it. He's a grown man himself, but he's not like I'm not doing it because he told me. If I assess it that it's not good, then I'm not going to do it. But if I assess that it is good, then I'm doing it.
No, not Jimmy G. A lot of people are getting fooled by that last game.
Let's get the quarterback talk. I think Natty got to go. So Natty,
okay,
you want to say any last word before you head out, bro?
Yeah, no, this was fun. Great debate. Juan, appreciate the award too. The award.
Well deserved, my man.
I'm the one guy giving out awards.
That. Last thing I'll say, I know Tim is gonna hate me for saying this. All the names sound funky. Go with Red Tail's best meaning. Peace.
Red Tails.
I was about to say, all right, that'd have been better. He did the right thing.
The best meaning.
Let's get the quarterback talk, man, because
it's a great magazine.
Yeah, let's get the quarterback talk because that's the main thing we want to talk about tonight. So I know Outlaw King was asking about Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm gonna start with that. Hell no, I do not want Jimmy Garoppolo, porn star Jimmy, because he stayed in San Francisco and mess with his porn star girlfriend. I do not want him here. He can stay where the heck he at. He has $25 million salary. I don't care if they cut him and we sign him for whatever we want. I don't want Jimmy Garoppolo. He's injury prone. He's a game manager, and that's it. Yeah, he's had some moments and all that, and blah, blah. They went Super Bowl with him. I don't care. If he made that pass to Emmanuel Sanders, Trey Lance is not getting drafted this past season. So, no, I do not want Jimmy Garoppolo. I am good.
You lost your mind.
That's a hard pass behind the back. You know what I'm saying? To Bradley Bill for a free jumper in there. That's it. No,
Brick.
no, Bradley Bill don't miss. Okay. Bill don't miss. Okay?
Nah. Yeah.
I ain't a Wizards fan, but
I'll jump to it. You know what I'm saying? I agree. I don't want Jimmy G. If we get Jimmy G here, this offense is going to be 2018 all over again. Do you guys remember how boring that 2018 offense? Do you guys remember how boring that 2018 offense was? Like literally, I could remember the Panthers game, the Packers game, were some of the games that 18 season where I'm literally sitting here dozing off. No, it wasn't. Excuse me, it wasn't the Packers game. I misspoke. It was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game where we won 13, where Fitzpatrick had about 1 million yards and they couldn't score in the red zone. Dreadful.
3 missed field goals, a couple of picks. Yeah,
exactly. Jimmy G is literally I'm speaking when he's healthy, not one leg Alex Smith. He's literally a Walmart version of Alex.
Oh, he gonna call that bad.
No, I don't want. I
mean, it depends on the circumstances of what you're looking for.
Like that man in a second, but like you gotta talk about Jimmy Garoppolo first. Go ahead, Jeris.
Oh, well, I was gonna say. I mean, Jimmy G's not coming here because, like I told Tim the other day, it sounded like we want Mitchell Trubisky.
Oh,
that's what it sounded like, to be honest, especially from the insiders, the Skins insiders.
Give me Red Tails before you give me Mitch Trubisky.
I'm hearing Trubisky. So I think for me, I believe the quarterback going to be rookie Trubisky and Heineke. And maybe I think Kyle Allen finds his way like the practice squad or something.
Okay. All right. Now that makes it before Tim, I want to respond to that. That makes better sense. That made me a little more comfortable that you added rookie in there. I thought you were saying Trubisky as the guy. And if that was the case, we had to start the question, Ron.
I saw that John Con report too. I saw that.
We had to start we have to start the question, Ron. If they go into 2022 with Mitchell Trubisky, Taylor Heineke, and Kyle Allen, we have to question Ron. Ain't no way.
You want to know why I disagree, bro? Because I said this to Tim too. But we will. I feel like we
want to flash it. I'm not surprised.
I'm not gonna get deep into it just yet, but I feel like I don't mind running it back with the same quarterbacks we got this year. If we can't get the 2 quarterbacks that I'll name later on, we can't get those 2. I don't mind running it back and waiting to draft somebody in 2023 because that draft actually low.
If we go in with Fitzpatrick, Taylor Heineke, and Kyle Allen, Ron Rivera needs to be fired stat immediately. If he goes to Martin Mayhew and Dan Snyder, all right, if he goes into that meeting room and says, "Yo, let's run it back. You know what? I don't like any of these quarterbacks. Let's run it back." Dan Snyder needs to give him the pink slip immediately. Like, you're doing okay. You know what? Then I'll go find another coach. That's fine. I'm gonna go get another. I'm gonna get another coach. Thank you very much. You have completely disqualified yourself. I mean, it's already disgusting of what he went in. He went into it one year.
That's a fact.
If he does it 2 years in a row, that is unbelievable. When you're at pick 11, you're going to get a franchise quarterback potentially at pick 11. You are going to get it, period. I don't care if it, or at least you have an option at it. Maybe he doesn't turn out, but you have a Matt Corral. I know you're the ones you're like, I'm not going to mention them. You have a Kenny Pickett. You have a Carson Strong. You have a Malik Willis. You have so many other people. You know how I feel about these guys. I'm just saying, give me something before I walk into the next year with Ryan Fitzpatrick, Taylor Heineke, and Kyle Allen. If I don't have another name in that as a rookie, I'm going to lose my mind. I mean, that's how it's unimaginable.
So I'm gonna say this: if they run it back with the same quarterback room, I am walking up to Ron Rivera. If I'm Dan Snyder, I'm gonna get one of these.
Obviously, they're going to choose the quarterback. I don't mind running it back and wait.
There's no way in hell they running it back, bro.
So the only reason so you're saying you want Ron Rivera fired then?
No, I don't.
So you're saying if they don't get Ritter, you want Rivera fired?
Wow.
Is basically what you're saying.
If it's not those two quarterbacks,
then you want him fired.
It's no point in drafting anybody else.
Then you want him fired, is what you're saying.
Hey, I never said I wanted him fired. I'm just being real.
He should be fired.
You got more comments to get to. Baker Mayfield, no.
Baker Mayfield's the best quarterback to ever play in Cleveland yesterday. That's it. That's all he is. He's not good.
Baker still has potential.
I don't want Baker here, man. I don't want him here.
I'm not saying he still has potential. I'm not like other people who just gonna like bash the man.
I don't want him because you ain't give him an extension, bro. There's no way.
Yeah, I'm not. I get all that. I'm just saying in general.
A 1 year rental. I can't do that. No, I just can't do that. I'm not saying Baker's absolute trash. I don't think he's absolute trash, but I don't want to trade for.
He's not a franchise quarterback.
He's not a franchise quarterback, exactly. And it'll be a 1 year rental. I'm trading draft picks. I don't want to give him an extension just off jump. I gotta see how he look. If he don't look like nothing, then he.
Baker Mayfield had one of the best rosters in the league, and he was 500 basically all year. He was 3-3. He was 4-4. He was 6-6. I don't care what you say. He had an amazing roster before they traded away Odell Beckham and before injuries happened, and they were still losing games consistently. He's not it. It's not the future. What?
So I just said he's not a franchise quarterback.
I don't know. What does potential mean then? So is he average? I mean,
he's average.
Okay, so then I don't want him. I don't understand.
I didn't ask for him. I'm just saying.
You said he still has potential. When you say somebody still has potential, you're saying potential to have a franchise quarterback.
No,
that's what you're saying.
I'm saying he has.
Nobody cares about potential to be average. When you say somebody has potential, you're a potential franchise guy.
Hey, well, like this dialogue.
Not every team has a franchise quarterback.
I know.
Not every team is competing for a Super Bowl every year because of that exact reason.
Exactly. But some teams choose to get a quarterback who's just good enough, and they still can make it. And I believe Baker could just be just good enough.
What roster would you have to put around him to be good enough?
You won a playoff game already.
Okay, great.
Big
Ben had 5 turnovers in the first quarter. Big Ben just gave him the game, basically. That's awesome. Congrats.
No, Mayfield did not win. Sorry, Tim. Baker Mayfield did not win a playoff game. Nick Chubb and that defense won a playoff game. Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, Big Ben won the playoff game. He gave him like 4 interceptions in like the first quarter and a half. But okay.
I mean, Baker
seriously,
Mayfield,
all right. You know what? This is my last question about Baker.
But I digress.
What roster could you possibly ask for over Cleveland's with Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, a top 5 offensive line, or at least top 10 offensive line, a great defensive line, a great secondary? What? This year he went 3-3, 4-4, 6-6.
I get that,
bro. Why are we arguing about Baker, bro?
Because
let me ask that
Chris has lost his ever-loving mind.
I lost my mind and he won a playoff game. But okay. Bro, he went 12-5 that year too, by the way.
Bro, that's Baker, bro. That's who's the next dude. I'm tired of talking about Baker. I'm tired of talking about Baker. Baker Mayfield is Baker Mayfield. He's average. I'm tired of talking about him.
You know what? I'm going to use Chris. He's in his 4th year. He's regressing. I don't have time for regression. All right? If he's regressing, I don't have time for you're gone. Get out of here. Is that not what you said about Duran?
That's the wrong. You're not a quarterback.
Well, he regressed, and I don't have time for regression.
Good one, Tim. Good one. All right. Can we put this
Chris is
Russell
done
Wilson
with me.
stuff to bed, please?
Chris is so done with me.
Let's quickly put this Russell Wilson stuff to bed. Russell Wilson's not coming here. I don't think y'all three even have to say nothing because look, he's not coming here. This is in depth.
Just
I would
like
take him though.
Rodgers, Wilson, Carr, everybody just shut up about it. I'm tired of hearing it. It's not happening. It's draft or nothing. Period.
Or Watson.
Ain't no Watson either. Hell no, Mitchell Trubisky.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you 2 gloves? Hell no. All right, let's get to the draft, bro. I'm not throwing no more back to the quarterback because
No. I have one quarterback I want.
All right,
That's a
go
free
ahead.
agent. Tyrod Taylor. And the reason is
Agreed.
whenever a team puts Tyrod Taylor on the team, that means the draft pick's going to hit. So give me Ritter and give me Tyrod Taylor, and now we have the next Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, list of whatever. Well, Justin Herbert, Davis Mills has been great. Josh Allen, and I think it was Lamar Jackson, right? So give me Tyrod Taylor.
It was Baker Mayfield, actually.
Oh, Baker Mayfield. That's who it was.
And
Baker
Baker had a
Mayfield. And
phenomenal
you know
year.
what? He looked good for a minute. So give me Tyrod Taylor until he regressed in year 4.
All right,
I agree.
Let's get to the draft.
Okay.
We know who Jeris wants, so we're gonna get Jeris out the way first.
No. Y'all already know who I want.
Tim,
Let me get y'all out the way first. I want to go last. Y'all go ahead.
bro, we know who you want, bro.
All right, but y'all, I'm gonna go last, bro. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, bro, what the? Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Whatever. Well, we agree on one person, so spoiler alert. I want Desmond Ritter as one of my options, and the other options I want is Sam Howell. With a close third being Carson Strong now, thanks to Roger. Keep actually watch film on him. I watched the film, and I do like the way he slings the ball, but he has no mobility, so he is third on my list. Corral's too small. I'm gonna give you right. I don't want the other guys. Corral's too small. Willis is trash. We're not getting Pickett. That's why Pickett's on the list. We're not getting Pickett. Pickett's gonna be long gone if we pick. And who else is on that the quarterback tier
That's
list?
it. Really.
That's pretty much about it, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. Because Willis is
Wait,
who's missing somebody,
Bailey
right?
Zapp. Bailey Zappi.
But
the guy that broke all the records. I'm not saying I want him. I'm just saying that's another option out there. Is all I'm saying. Is to get an opinion.
I watched him film on so I don't know. But yeah. Malik Willis is trash. So no, I'm good. I'm good. Malik Willis is trash. So yeah, Juan could go for once, and then Tim and then Jeris can go last, I guess.
Yeah, so for me, for a while, I was a Desmond Ritter guy. I wanted him last year. That national champion college football playoff game versus the Alabama didn't do him any favor. That whole offense was just putrid that game. I mean, he didn't play well, but he did have some receivers that dropped touchdowns that game. But he didn't play well, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. And I'm kind of not a big Ritter fan of how I once was. Again, you asked me what I want, not what I think we'll do. I want Kenny Pickett, and my biggest reason of what I want in a quarterback. Again, I have faith in our scouting team to get one of these guys. I don't. At the end of the day, I just want one of these guys. But the biggest reason why I want Kenny Pickett is just I want size. I don't want every mock draft I done watched has us taking Matt Corral. I'm going to throw up in my mouth. Matt Corral is and I'm talking potential wise. Matt Corral is a much better Taylor Heineke. Potential wise, Matt Corral is literally like 5'10". And dude, I don't want. That's why I don't want Baker. That's another reason I don't want Baker. He's he's small. I want me a 6'3". Like no one is Justin Herbert. He's like 6'6". He's a mountain. I want a 6'3" guy back there that can take hits. You know what I'm saying? That can make throws through contact. No, I can't deal with these small guys. Again, so Kenny Pickett is who I want. I don't want Malik Willis right here, and I'm coming around. I'm coming around on Malik Willis a little bit. Listen here, Malik Willis. I've been saying I didn't want him for the longest, and the big reason is why I don't have trust in this organization to develop Malik Willis. Malik Willis is raw, but here's the thing: Malik Willis has the most untapped potential in this draft. He can be the biggest boom, but he can also be the biggest bust in this draft. Because at the end of the day, he went to Liberty and he played against UAB. And when he played against Ole Miss, his whole team was just overmatched, but he didn't play well. So again, Malik Willis is bad in my opinion because he's so raw, but he does have the most potential in this draft, in my opinion. I mean, the guy has a strong arm, he's fast, and he needs to go to a team that can develop well. And I just don't have faith in Scott Turner to be able to develop this guy well at all. So if it's not Kenny Pickett, I don't know who out them will want. Hell, if it's not Kenny Pickett, just give me somebody, to be honest.
All right, so here's my list. My list is Ritter 1, Kenny Pickett 2, Sam Howell 3. I think Sam Howell has the potential to be a Steve Young. I think that could be his comp as far as like what his potential is. So I really like Sam Howell. Number 4 is where it gets a little bit interesting. I can say I'll take Strong for now. I'll leave that. I'll say that is suspect to change or whatever the term is. But anyway,
that's correct.
So I'll go Carson Strong number 4, and then number 5. I probably would go, I guess, Corral 5, but I'm not super interested in Corral. I looked into Zappy. Zappy to me is Case Keenum 2.0. I mean, Case Keenum had a phenomenal college season as well, 5,600 yards, 56 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Zappy has even thrown more interceptions, quite a few, actually, 12 to be exact. It was 62 touchdowns, 12, and then over 5,900 yards. I was intrigued because I was like, ooh, a third-round pick. Maybe we can get a guy for, a value, but maybe has big potential. But to me, he's just Case Keenum 2.0. And then Malik Willis, I am so out on Malik Willis. He has so many bad habits, and yet he's not as fast as a guy like Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray. I mean, we'll see what his 40 ends up being if he runs it, but to me, he's not a 4.3 guy. I think he's going to run maybe around a 4.5, which is fine, but it's not enough to overcome the problems he has as a quarterback, right? Like Lamar had some problems coming out, but he had the unbelievable ability to escape the pocket that allowed him to overcome that until he figured out how to become more of a pocket passer. Kyler Murray was just great coming out. That's why he was the number 1 pick, right? It was like, but I don't see that. To me, Malik Willis is Tyler Huntley at the next level. A solid backup to a mobile quarterback that could be interesting. I think he's a 3rd or 4th round pick at best. And he's a guy that maybe, as Juan said, with some potential if he cleans up a lot of problems, pocket awareness, accuracy. Like he does have a strong arm.
Slow processor.
A slow processor. Like
Stares
there's so
down
many
receivers.
things. Yeah, there's so many things, so many bad
going.
habits. Yeah, I'm sure there is more. I'm just naming a few. But there's so many bad habits that you can go down the list with Malik Willis. So anyway, and then, so Ritter to me has great potential. He's a guy that's probably going to run a sub 4.5. He's 6'3", huge arm.
6'4".
6'4", short, whatever. He's got size is my main point. And then Kenny Pickett right behind him. Kenny Pickett to me is a phenomenal. He is awesome at reading defenses, pocket awareness. He's got a lot of good habits, and then he's also got some wheels. He's not Ritter as far as a runner, but you saw that huge run where he faked the slide, so he definitely has the ability to move, which is nice. The one problem with Kenny Pickett that if this wasn't here, I may even take him over Ritter, is the hand size, where he has to wear gloves to make sure to hang on to the football. Where it's bad weather games, it might get sketchy for a guy like Kenny Pickett. When it got raining against UNC, you could definitely tell that the ball was getting a little bit more inaccurate. So that's the one big problem with Kenny Pickett. But I do like a lot of things about Kenny. So anyway, there's my takes on the quarterbacks. But go ahead, Juan.
Good turn, Jeris.
No, it's Jeris' turn. But before Jeris go, I'm saying I'm already buying me a Kenny Pickett Washington jersey. I don't care if it happens or not. I love Kenny Pickett. He's literally Justin Herbert's brother. Like literally, the guy looks like his brother. He doesn't play like Justin Herbert, but he literally looks.
What
like
a reason to draft a quarterback! I love
like
it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he literally looks like Justin Herbert.
I ain't mad at you.
All right, go ahead, Jeris.
Yeah.
Talk about your love child.
Ritter won. How to? I'm not drafting nobody else other than that. Pickett, good quarterback, low ceiling. like I said, he's Derek Carr. I mean, and unless you're telling me Ron Rivera and him is selling out every year to try to put a team around him, it's pointless in drafting a guy like that because he's not a franchise quarterback. He's a guy, you put the right pieces around him each and every year, he'll win you games. He is not a guy, when stuff hit the fan, you're shorthanded, you can tell him, go beat somebody. He doesn't have that kind of potential. Derek Carr doesn't. Matthew Stafford doesn't. That's why I didn't want those quarterbacks. They're not franchise altering. Sam Howell and Ritter to me has that potential. Now, before I get to them, Malik Willis is terrible. He's awful with no potential. In the NFL level, he is Taysom Hill. He's a black Taysom Hill. That's what he is with slightly better accuracy. He's a black Taysom Hill. That's who he is. So forget Malik Willis. Matt Corral makes no sense for this organization. I'm saying this right now while all these Skins fans here. It makes no sense to go out and get Matt Corral when everybody and every Skins fan coming into the season was complaining about Heineke's health. And guess what? Matt Corral is smaller than Heineke, and he's more frailer. Did we not just go through RG3 getting hurt, and then 8-9 years we didn't have a quarterback? That's exactly what's going to happen to Matt Corral. Kyler Murray, he's a small quarterback, right? Stocky guy, bigger than Matt Corral. He gets hurt and misses games. So why am I getting a quarterback that is one hit away from me ending up like an RG3 for the next 8-9 years? Matt Corral makes no sense. That's stupid. Now Pickett, like I said, that's why I don't want Pickett. Ritter, I'm going to now comment on you about the Alabama game. If you actually watch the game, his offensive line got dominated. That's one. He got sacked 6 times. That's 2. For me, in that game, I don't know what people was expecting out of him. I really don't. That game, I said it beforehand, is not an indictment against him. The mere fact that he got there against that competition in a playoff game against Alabama, and that kind of him gaining that kind of experience against that kind of team playing in that kind of playoff game, that translates to the NFL that no other quarterback in this draft class has. He's been in the position where if he lost before that game, they wouldn't have got in. That's a win and you're in. That's a kind of a playoff situation, late game in the season. That also translates to the NFL. He did that. No other quarterback in this draft class has. Last time I checked, he was in the Final Four. None of the other quarterbacks were. But for some odd reason, nobody seems to really grasp that or get that. Last time I checked. Pickett, I don't have him better than Howell because Howell had way more less than what Howell went up against him. Pickett was up 2 touchdowns. Howell brought the team all the way back and it went into overtime. And Pickett barely put that one out. That's why I say Howell. I've seen Howell with less competition go out and beat, at the time, a number 5 ranked Wake Forest.
And you already got his boy, Dayami.
That's true, too. But my first pick is Ritter because Ritter has the most potential out of everyone. He has the most experience. He can read the defense. And he's coming from a system who actually is basically the same as we run here. It makes too much sense. And he's similar to one quarterback who Ron Rivera won it last year in Trey Lance. I want Ritter and make no other quarterback for this team outside of Ritter and Howell makes any kind of sense to me. And last thing with Pickett. If we draft Pickett or somehow got Pickett, I'll be upset, but I'm not going to be mad going into the season because I know what I'm going to expect from him. I'm not expecting this guy to come in here when we're shorthanded and go win us a game. I know Skins fans will do it. They'll say, why can't we win the game? Why is he in this good? He's not that. He's never going to be that unless you put a perfect team around him. If it's not a perfect team around him, he's not taking you anywhere. It's that simple. You're going to be somewhere.
Well, Pittsburgh's not a perfect team around him.
9-8 win team. You're going to be somewhere like that. That's where
it's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh
bro.
was not a great team, and yet
I'm talking about at the next level as far as potential goes.
Well, you were giving Sam Howell outs with the terrible team that he has around him, but Pittsburgh had a horrible defense.
Their defense actually showed up at times.
Dude, in his 2 losses, they gave up 38 and 44
Who has the better
points.
talent, Pickett or Howell?
Give me Pickett.
Pickett had better talent, but he didn't have good talent.
He had way better talent than what Howell had.
Way better might be a bit of a stretch. I don't think Pittsburgh was a great team. Like, what was Pittsburgh last year before Pickett really blew up? Like, what was their ranking around? Like, they weren't ranked before Pickett started being great.
Here's my question to Jeris. So you just said that Kenny Pickett can't put a team on the back. He can't, or you said you have to build a perfect team around for him to be successful. So you're telling me Desmond Ridder, you think he's capable enough of putting a team on his back?
Yeah.
At the next level.
I do.
Okay.
because I've seen him do it before.
At the college level, right?
Wait, hold on. Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
No, wait.
Against,
There was only one team that you could say that maybe he was that was better than them. Cincinnati was better than every single team except for Alabama and maybe Notre Dame. As a team. Like, he had a great defense on that team. A phenomenal defense. Ritter. Cincinnati's defense is awesome.
He did.
And but they were a better team everywhere around, and except for the only team that they beat that you could say the team was better was Notre Dame.
Who was ranked 4th?
What?
I'm saying they was not 4th. They ranked 5th or 6th. One of those two.
Right. But I don't think that he elevated his team. Like, he didn't do anything against Alabama.
Yeah, you couldn't. He was under duress.
Right, but you're saying that he could elevate over Alabama, right? Or elevate the team. They only scored 6 points.
Yeah, that's what
with an Alabama defense that was
if you watch the
down
game,
year.
If you watch the game,
I saw a lot of
saying,
batted passes.
The game, we didn't play our version of football that we usually play. They played it conservative for whatever reason.
But they held Notre Dame to 13 points, and Ritter scored 24. Like, the defense, it could be argued that they won that game. Ritter played fine. 19 for 32, 297, 2 touchdowns. But the defense completely shut down Notre Dame, which helps win that game, right?
Yeah, it helps, yeah.
So, Ritter is great. I like Ritter. Ritter's my number one, but I don't understand the hatred of Kenny Pickett.
I didn't hate that. He's in my top 3 quarterbacks. You know what? Put it this way.
You're not even.
Let me say this.
You said he's out. It's 1 and 2, and that's it.
If I'm a Skins head, I like Pickett. If I'm just the analyst, I love Pickett. That's my difference. Because to me it's fit. We don't need. Because his ceiling is Derek Carr. I don't want that. It's not good enough.
Not Derek Carr. He could be Derek Carr, but his ceiling's not. Derek
That's his ceiling. For me,
so he can't be any better than Derek Carr.
Maybe you're different. No, I don't think he can be better than Derek Carr. I really don't.
No chance he can be better than Kenny.
No, I really don't think that. And Carr's not trash.
Disagree.
Who's your comp for Ritter?
Honestly, I haven't. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Again,
He is a weird guy to comp. I don't know exactly.
The only thing I disagree with is saying that they're saying Ritter is the only guy in this draft out of the quarterbacks we talked about that's capable enough of putting a team on his back when he needs a game-winning drive. You're saying everyone else, mainly Kenny Pickett, you need a team around him for him to be successful. I don't agree with that.
Well, that's every quarterback. That's every quarterback. Look at Russell Wilson. Look at Deshaun Watson. We agree that these guys are top-tier quarterbacks. Deshaun Watson went 4-12 2 years ago. 4-12.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm gonna chime in.
Russell Wilson went 5-11 this year? 5-12?
5. Yeah,
6 and 10.
6 and 10.
11 or
6
and
11.
I think that's 6 and 11. So I'm gonna chime in here.
You need a team around him. Go ahead.
I'm gonna chime in here.
Okay.
There are only 3 quarterbacks in this draft I think that can actually carry a team, that can actually do it, and it's the top 3 in the class. The rest of them can't do anything. Corral, no. Willis, no. Novus Carstrong, no.
Carson Strong to me is Matt Ryan in this draft. Like, he could be if this was 10, 12 years ago, he could be the number 1 pick in this draft.
Yeah.
He's like a Matt Ryan.
Yeah. He like that Matt Ryan typical pocket passer. Fine. The only guys can carry a team are Ritter, Howell, Pickett. Anyone else, you're gonna have to build a team around them, and that team will have to be almost an A roster for you to do something with them. That includes Corral, that includes Strong, that includes Willis, Zappy, all those guys. You got to put an A+ roster around them. I think Howell can carry a team because I've seen him do it. He lost De'Armond Burns, lost no receiver that had 1,000 yards. He lost 2 1,000-yard running backs, and he beat Wake Forest somehow, some crazy way, and actually got them playing a bowl game. As bad as the North Carolina program was, he got them to play a bowl game. Crying loud, okay, whatever. Ritter, to me, I think he could do it because he has the potential to do it. And I think Pickett can too, because Pickett is mobile enough, his arm's adequate enough, he has all the tools to be able to do so. We haven't seen him do it, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Jeris is prepping it but I think he has the potential to do so if he had the opportunity to do so. We gotta see him do it, and we haven't seen him do it. So I get how you feel about that.
Who?
I
Pickett?
think all three of those guys can do something.
Yeah.
When the team is shorthanded and win a game or two. I don't think it's only one guy that can do it.
I haven't seen that yet.
I mean, okay, they also played well around, but a 45-21 victory in a ACC championship game over a 16th ranked Wake Forest. He had 20 for 33, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, that's a pretty big game. It's the ACC championship. You need to win it to win the whole thing. And then he sat out the bowl game, so we don't know what he could have done in the bowl game. But a 45-21 victory over a 16-ranked opponent is pretty solid. And then he only lost 2 games this entire year, and he put up 519 yards of offense against one of them and scored 34 points. His defense let up 38. And then Western Michigan.
What game was that?
That was the Miami.
That's the
They
game.
lost to Miami.
That's the game that he threw that pick.
Through the pick. Okay, that's fine. But I'm telling you right now, if Ritter played Miami, their defense is holding them to 15 points, 14 points.
I can't disagree with you.
Like, it wouldn't even be a competition
in
Miami. And then Western Michigan, he put up 41 points. He had 382 yards, 6 touchdowns, and a pick.
Defense is like that.
Yeah, Cincinnati, but he lost 2 games all year and combined through over 900 yards of total offense and 9 touchdowns in 2 games in his 2 losses. Like, Kenny Pickett has a lot of potential. And when I watch him on tape, I love what I watch on tape. He's probably my favorite that I've watched so far, that I watch, and like just the habits, the footwork, the ability to read the defense. I love Kenny Pickett. The reason I like Ritter a little bit more, because I think there's a little bit more of a dual threat than Kenny. Even though Kenny does have some dual threat abilities, I think Ritter has more. And I would also argue that Ritter has a stronger arm. But
yeah,
I think Kenny Pickett is right there at number 2. And I think Sam Howell is number 3. And I think he has a lot of potential as well.
I like all 3 of those guys. I like all 3.
Yeah.
If we drafted any of them 3 guys, I think I'll be comfortable with drafting those 3 guys.
If we draft somebody, I'm happy with. I just want a quarterback,
bro.
At the end of the day,
if they draft Willis, I'm breaking my TV. Don't for that, bro.
Bro,
Willis is going to be Haskins too.
I'm not lying. I've seen Malik Willis on his roster. Bro, I'm not rooting for this team until Ron is fired and that quarterback is out. I'll go pick a second team. I don't care.
You'll follow Ritter. Wherever Ritter goes, that's Jeris.
I better not.
Ritter's going to follow, or Jeris is going to follow Ritter if we draft Willis.
That's a fact. Wherever Ritter goes, I'm buying a jersey. That's my second team. Period. Because I know what he's going to do. Period. But Malik Willis, I'm tired. No, I'm going to say this because I'm so sick and tired of fans that's annoying, that watches his highlights instead of actually watching him. When you watch him, he is not a quarterback, like, at all. At all. He's terrible. He's horrible. The man, it was a game. I think his last game, he threw like 5 touchdowns. You want to know what his completion percentage was? 52%. But they didn't show that. They didn't show the touchdowns he threw.
Willis, yeah.
52%. That's my problem with these experts. They try to, sweep some stuff under the rug. I'm not gonna sweep it up. Malik Willis is horrible. And I hope Street Scores is here because I know he loves Malik Willis, and that's I love Rico. But Malik Willis is trash. He's terrible, awful, putrid. He's an undrafted free agent, as far as I'm not concerned. That's how I feel about him as a quarterback. As an NFL, he's an NFL football player. I believe he can get himself $80 to $90 million because he's that he's a football player. He can give him 89. He can Taysom Hill. If that's what we want to pick him for, pick him. Don't care. But anything more franchise, you lost your mind.
Awesome. What's next there, Protect?
I think that might be the show. We can.
And somebody, please, who ain't hit no sway run?
Oh my God!
Because that man is annoying.
No.
Get him on the show. I got something to say to him.
All right, so
all the clickbait. The clickbait.
Ultimate clickbait. He gets on my nerves. Let's close to closing remarks. Talk about this team real quick, and we will probably reconvene all together as a group, probably around training camp. Hopefully, we get Ritter so Jeris gonna be running away.
Oh man, it's gonna be a
and
party
going
on
crazy.
that day if we get him. I'm gonna cry. I told Tim if we draft him, I'm gonna cry. Told him.
Oh, he's in love. He is in love.
If we draft anybody but Willis, well, Jeris will be here again around training camp. We draft Willis, he's gonna go crazy.
Bro, I'm not coming, bro. I'm done with Tim on the show. I'm not. That show is over. I'll watch y'all. I'm sorry. I'm deleting all my YouTube channels. I'm done. I'm telling y'all. Y'all think I'm joking. I'm telling y'all right now. Y'all won't hear from me unless
It
it's
will be
cool.
frustrating.
Discord.
It'll be extremely frustrating, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. So we're gonna close the show with some closing remarks, man, and we're gonna thank y'all for stopping by. We still got 18 in the building. I'm gonna go ahead and let Juan give his last spiel about the team. Like, what's the things you want to see from this team this offseason, and how can we really improve this team next year, Juan? And we'll get out of here. And we'll let Tim and Jeris and myself do that. We'll get out of here.
Yeah. So first, what we can do to improve this team? Get a quarterback. Literally get a quarterback. A lot of people want to talk about a lot of other holes about middle linebacker, free safety. Yes, those are holes. But if you get a quarterback and he's actually good, that's literally getting covered up. Literally. You look at Patrick Mahomes, right? For an example, the Kansas City Chiefs have a lot of holes in that defense. But why is it covered up? Because they have Patrick Mahomes and they're constantly winning games. If you get a quarterback, let's just use Desmond Ridder for an example, since Jeris is in love, right? If you get Desmond Ridder, if we don't draft a middle linebacker, we don't draft a free safety, we don't sign a free safety, we don't sign a middle linebacker, but you draft Ridder and he's a hit, are we complaining about middle linebacker and free safety?
I don't give a.
If we're winning games,
not as much. I wouldn't give a damn no more.
Exactly my point. So again, middle linebacker and free safety is a problem, but literally the only thing this front office and this team and Ron Rivera, Martin Mayhew, Marty Herney, the only thing they need to be worried about is getting a quarterback. Simple. The overlook on this team is ready to win. I understand that people keep saying we have holes, but this team is ready to win, man. This team is talented enough to win. We just need a fucking quarterback. Literally. We just need a quarterback. We get a quarterback, we're literally competing in the NFC. This team is ready to win. Simple as that.
Okay, if I'm picking a franchise quarterback, just lost your word. We had one stable quarterback, and he walked out the 3 years.
Who's next, Tim?
Yeah, Tim's next.
No, it is quarterback or bust at this point. Like, yeah, if we run it back, I'm flipping my lid.
Run it back. I'll be excited.
I would rather draft Malik
Go
Willis.
ahead with that, son.
I would rather draft Malik Willis than I would run it back with Heineke, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and Kyle Allen. That is the one thing that absolutely cannot happen whatsoever. Like, you're opening your mouth, but that is.
I'll do you one better. Put Logan at quarterback.
Anybody like this cannot be this. We can't run it back. We can't. It's impossible. And I'm totally with Juan. Yeah, I'm totally with Juan of quarterback will hide a lot of your problems. It's the cover up of makeup or whatever you want to call it. It's you can have acne everywhere. You know, you can have no middle linebacker. You can have no free safety. You can have no second wide receiver. It doesn't matter. When you have Pat Mahomes, you end up being a 12-5 team, second in the conference. You got to get the quarterback. It's not ifs, ands, or buts. There's other things that you can say, like fire Jack Del Rio because he was unbelievably bad at handling this defense with so much talent. We have six legitimate. I think with William Jackson, I think is a first round pick. Landon Collins was the first pick of the second round. So you have 6 or 7 first round guys on this team, and you would have thought we had at best 4th rounders as our stars. I mean, it was unbelievable how bad this defense was. So that's just one thing that also needs to change, but it's not going to. So the only thing you can do now is hit on the quarterback spot. But even if we draft a guy, we're not going to be good next year. It's going to take another year. We may be good. We may win some games. We may end up winning 9 or 10. That's fine. But it's going to take 2 years, and then we can really take off with a second-year quarterback that has some experience, has some stuff under his belt, and that's what we would do in that situation.
Hold on, before Jeris goes, I don't know when we draft a quarterback, I don't even know if it's going to take 2 years. Because even Ron Rivera said in this press conference, he's like, they asking him about a rookie quarterback. He's like, y'all going to give me 2 years? And he said that jokingly, knowing this, I'm not giving him 2 years. I can't. I mean, obviously, in 2 years, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life. But it's just like 2 more years of pain, of mediocrity. I can't handle it. I need a quarterback now that's ready to win, and Ron Rivera clearly sees that. So he said, when we get a guy, whether it's draft or free, if it's Desmond Ridder, even if it's Malik Willis, they're playing next year. They're playing.
Oh, so, God, he's fine.
Again, I just want a guy. I just want a guy, and I would feel more comfortable with drafting Malik Willis if we had a team, or should I say, coaching staff that's capable enough of developing this guy. I don't think that's just a big knock on him, in my opinion. Along with everything you guys said, I'm not scared about his flaws as a player. I'm more scared of getting this guy and we're not being able to develop him, because that's the only way he's going to work is if he gets developed by this team. I don't think Scott Turner is smart enough to do that. I think the biggest problem with Scott Turner is that he tries to make people fit into his game instead of building his game around his players' strengths. I think that's where he lacks, and I just don't think this would be a good fit for Malik Willis, and we'll be right back next year trying to get a quarterback if that's the case.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right, hey, your turn, my guy.
But I just want to say, I don't care if you had the Hall of Fame team with Malik Willis as your quarterback with Bill Belichick as your head coach. He's trash. I don't care. It's nothing that can help him. That's it. This team, I obviously, I'm not gonna go with the obvious. I want a free safety to help Cam because that's what's going to help that secondary, especially if Jack Del Rio continues to do this stupid 15, 20, 30 yards off the ball bull crap that he does. I need a free safety where quarterbacks and offensive coordinators say, I don't want to go there either. Give them, because Cam takes away one side of the field. We need somebody else on the opposite end that can demand some kind of respect to keep the opposing team's offenses guessing. Right now, we don't have that. Free safety is a big deal. It really is. We can't be coming in here with no Bobby McCain again.
I agree with that, though.
We shouldn't have did it last year. I'm tired of Bobby McCain. Bobby McCain sucked, man. But I want to see the team improve on free safety more than anything. You know what? And I want to see this team use Jamin Davis like how Dallas used Micah. Because I told Tim this, I said, we might have came up on something in the Giants game when he made that play off the edge on that, what's that, like a reverse to the guy on the jet sweep. We might have came up on something with him.
He had a sack on against the Eagles too.
Move him around. Like when Tim said on 5 down, put Jamin down. Put Jamin on or standing up one way or the other. Let Jamin go. I want to see more creative. I don't want to see Chase Young on a 3rd down in the zone against Devontae Adams.
Oh my god.
That I do not want to see.
That's giving.
How many times was Chase Young? That's such a good point. How many times was Chase Young in coverage?
Him and Monty.
I'm unbelievable. 3rd down's the money down. Get after the quarterback, and he's out in coverage.
Trying to get Devontae Adams.
And what did he do when Aaron Rodgers ran to the sideline? He ran out of his zone.
Devontae Adams didn't even run a route. He was playing with Chase Young. He ran his route. Rodgers rolled out. He ran around some more, came back to the ball. Chase Young just sitting there. And that's not Chase Young's fault. Why the hell is he even in coverage to begin with?
And I know what's funny?
And I've been saying this.
He is still better than John Bostic. He was in his
definitely.
zone
He's
longer.
faster than John Bostic.
On that one play, he was in the zone longer than John Bostic was all year long. John Bostic never found his zone. He never found it. Hike happened, and he went somewhere else. He never found it.
I guarantee you.
Hey, Tim, go ahead. Tim.
I guarantee you we re-signed John Bostic, though, because for whatever reason, Ronald loves Jonathan Bostic.
I know!
And I said in my video, for the simple fact of thinking about Ron, is we're going to re-sign Bostic, and only way I'm okay with that is if we draft somebody or get like a veteran in it. Only way I'm okay with it, because whatever reason, veteran leadership. No, I don't care about that. Give me 3 young studs, go out there and put them at the Mike linebacker, let them play. And I've been saying that. I'm glad y'all brought that up. I was saying this early in the season. I said Jamin Davis never made a play as a pass rusher, but for some reason he looks the part. He looks like he's supposed to be a pass rusher for some reason. Again, he never made a play, so I don't know why I liked him there, but for some reason I did. I'm not going to say we need to use him as Micah Parsons because Micah Parsons is a freak of nature. Jamin Davis is not Micah Parsons.
Well, he's a freak of nature too. He's right in there.
As far as mentality.
Athletically, he can be.
As from athletic standpoint, yeah, but I'm talking as far as what Micah Parsons did this year.
Mentality.
We don't have that.
He's a dog. He is.
One, we don't have. Yeah, he's a dog. One, and two, we don't have that smart of a defensive coordinator to even think about something like that.
Dan Quinn's.
You know what I'm saying? So, again,
Dan Quinn's a monster.
Yeah.
He had the Legion of Boom. So what you expect?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He created a monster.
Right.
We had Dan Quinn.
So my closing remarks are this. This offseason, we need some dogs. More dogs. The more dogs you have, the more chance you win football games. You got dogs and you have elite talents. You have people who make plays on a consistent basis. We don't have enough dogs on our roster. We got about 5. We need about 10.
That's
Go
sad.
get 5 more. Go get 5 more. That includes the
5? You said 5? I count 2. Maybe 3.
And those 3?
Count 5.
Cam, Terry. You know what? I respect Gibby.
About to say Gibby.
You know,
definitely had. Wait. If Gibby wasn't in your.
The players who.
Wait, how many dogs we got? Is that what we're saying?
Who displays
I got 5 on my list.
I got 2.
Who's your 2?
You disrespectful, Jeris.
Who's
I
your 2?
got 2.
Terry
Jonathan Allen ain't a dog. Jonathan Allen ain't a dog.
At times.
He's a dog.
What?
Okay.
What?
At times.
Jonathan Allen, Cameron Curl.
Cameron
Curl.
like that.
At times.
How in the world did you mention Gibby before John Allen?
I said I like Gibby. I hesitated.
Yeah, you said, well, I respect Gibby. You didn't even mention Allen yet.
Hey,
Disrespectful.
I mean, listen, I like John Allen. You know what? Yeah, I'll say it because he plays with the fire sometimes. So I'll say John. But, I mean.
3 dogs. I got 5.
I got Terry, John, and Cam.
I got Terry, John, Cam, Gibby. And when healthy, because he wasn't healthy this year, unfortunately, Logan Thomas is a dog.
Well, Brandon Scherff is one, too, if we keep
Logan, Brandon ain't here. He ain't coming back. So that's why
well,
he
Gibby ain't a dog. Gibby's not a dog.
He's on his way.
What?
Gibby.
What?
That's the very.
He feels on way too many third and ones.
Tim,
He feels on way too many third and ones.
Tim, I don't disagree with you at all because you're normally hitting it on the head, but Gibby ain't a dog?
No, Gibby is okay. He has some potential. Gibby has some potential, but no, he hesitates so often on third and one. You're telling me right now a dog is going to get stuffed so often on third and one? He gets stuffed all the time on third and one. All the time.
That's a fair point. Again,
I like Gibby. Gibby's a solid player. I'm not saying he's bad, but we're talking dogs. We're talking top level here. We're talking top shelf. He ain't one of those.
Is Chase Young a dog?
Chase Young should be a dog.
No, because listen, before you go, my bad.
He should be a dog. He should be.
The reason why I asked that mainly for Jeris because he says John Allen plays with the fire, and that's the only reason why he gave him the dog name. So Chase Young plays with the fire, so is he a dog?
Do it? No. Heck no. Heck no. What fire Chase Young play with? I showed Tim this play. This dude comes off the edge against Denver clean. He's walking. He could have easily sacked the quarterback. It was a big play in the game. He could have easily sacked him. He said 1, 2, 3. He just tapped the guy. I'm like,
oh, Wes Schweitzer. Come on now. Schweitzer ain't a dog?
Schweitzer's a dog. I like
Schweitzer.
He plays with heart.
He one of the most underrated players on the team.
Rulli ain't a dog?
I got you.
Chase Rulli is no dog.
Healthy? Yes.
Dude, all right, fine. You know what? Juan, you're the Hall of Fame, okay? You're just throwing anybody in the Hall of Fame.
No.
Oh, they're all Hall of Famers
I was posing the question. I wasn't confirming. I was just throwing names out there.
Oh, no. You were saying it as like, come on, he ain't a dog. What's up?
He ain't a dog?
Tress Wade's a dog. That's one that we
Yeah,
missed.
that's
Tress
one
Wade's
that
a
we
dog.
Shays ain't a dog. Shays ain't a
She's
dog.
all right. I mean, she's
Shay's
good.
ain't a dog.
Cool.
He's our captain, but I don't know.
I
Maybe
like
Shay.
Shay's my man, but Shay.
Troy
Maybe.
Apke is a dog. No, just kidding. He's an elite
They even take your
special
head
teamer.
off.
Troy
He's
Apke is an elite special teamers, but he literally messed up Tress Wade's best punt of the season. Literally.
I swear he did,
Joey Sly ain't a dog. Said I'm done.
Nah,
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
Joey
I'm done.
Sly ain't a dog.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done trolling. I'm done trolling.
Tress Wade's a
That was a
dog.
good one,
You got
Mark.
one.
Good
You
job,
got
Mark.
one in your troll. You got one.
No, I got 2 in my troll with Wes Schweitzer.
Nah, he ain't no dog.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you. You almost got one. I said the most underrated player. I ain't calling no dog now. But
I like Schweitzer. But
I
he
like
ain't no
Schweitzer. Schweitzer's probably the most underrated
He
player.
literally mauled. Oh my God, that Giants game last year, 2020. Literally mauled. Was it Logan Ryan? I forgot.
Yeah, Logan Ryan. He put him on his backbone, on his tailbone, on his ass. But yeah. So we need more dogs on this team going to 2022. And one more thing, Ron Rivera. One more thing, Ron. Hire some better positional coaches, please. Get Sam Mills the hell out of here, please. I beg of you. Please get Sam Mills out of here. We need to start a Fire Sam Mills hashtag like we did with Bruce Allen. Get him the hell out of
Get
here.
Redskins review on that. Get Redskins review. What was his name?
Yeah,
They really fired David Cooley after 1 year.
David Culley was trash. Let me stop that.
Maybe they, you know what?
David Culley wasn't trash. He never got a
Maybe
fair
they
shot.
maybe
I mean,
Houston trying to get Brian Flores and keep Watson.
Culley was trash. Culley was the passing coordinator for the
said
worst
Culley was
passing
trash.
offense in the league. How he made a head coaching job is beyond me. Literally, the Ravens were garbage in the passing game. He was the passing coordinator of the Ravens, and yet he somehow becomes
He was
a
a
head coach.
He was a placeholder. Clearly, he's a placeholder. I mean, honestly, Culley.
Garbage.
Look what he did with the Texans. I mean, for the Texans, they overachieved. If you ask me, Davis Mills literally may be that starting guy. And before we get out of here, I want to ask
Who was on
that
Davis
one
Mills
question.
there, Jeris? Who was on Davis Mills?
You.
Before we leave,
Jared said, "F that man."
before we leave, I want to
ask you a question, Juan.
No, I'm good. I want to ask this one question, right? So, with how good Davis Mills played, I heard from, let's use quote experts. I hate using the word experts because these guys aren't experts. They're just puppets. They said Davis Mills would be a first round pick in this draft, right? So does that, in your opinion, does that show how poor this draft is, or does that show you how good of a season Davis Mills had? That he could possibly be a first round pick in this year's draft.
A little bit of both.
No, he wouldn't be a first round pick. I think he's a second round pick at best. And I don't care what draft.
You know,
he's
let
a
me say
second round
this:
pick.
this notion that people keep bashing this draft. Like, first off, the way they talk about this year's class is the way last year's class just played.
Like trash.
Justin Fields had moments. Zach Wilson had moments. Trevor Lawrence had moments. They look like trash this year. Trey Lance, jury's still out. So, and I hate when people say, there's no Justin Herbert, there's no this. You didn't know those guys were those guys until those guys actually went out there and played. So, everybody need to pump the brakes on that because we don't know. Period. All these guys, Josh Rosen, he's going to be, where's Josh Rosen? Dwayne where's Dwayne? Like, I'm tired of that.
Sam
Darnold. Like, notice this: the guys that they talk down on actually are the guys who actually are good. The guys they hype.
Oh, so that means Malik Willis is about to be great.
Oh God, no! They talk good about it.
That's semi not true though. That's semi not true because coming out of the 2019 draft, they were talking down on Dwayne Haskins, and look how that turned out. So they got one right. They got one right. And but I'll give myself credit here. I said Josh Rosen was going to be trash. I mean, go back to his USC days. I've been so that, you know what I'm saying? But hey, man,
you don't know, bro. You don't know. That's what I'm saying.
And you can say that for every draft. Then if you're going to make that,
like they said, Josh Allen
draft class
inaccurate. Well, look at him now.
I mean, he was.
But I'm saying, like,
He literally changed his whole throwing motion.
He did. He had a lot wrong. He did. He had a lot wrong. But the thing is, when these analysts look, they just look, is he accurate? Okay, does he have a strong arm? Okay, he's the top pick. That's how they look. They don't look at everything else. It's so many quarterbacks who are inaccurate in college. There are dogs in the NFL now. Patrick Mahomes, what was his problem? Accuracy. Nobody knew Pat Mahomes was Pat Mahomes until Pat Mahomes actually got in the field.
Andy Reid didn't know what Pat Mahomes
you can make that case. If you're going to make that case for the 2020 draft, you can make that case for any draft that you ever have. And if you're going to say you don't know who's going to be what until they play, that's facts. But that's facts. But you can say that about every other draft class. And if you're going to make that case, key point for the 2020 draft class, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying if you're going to do that for 2020, do that for
all right, actually, I do got to get going. It was fun.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up, y'all. So, all right.
Yeah, it was fun.
Shout out to Juan for his question. I think that Davis Mills been a second-round pick at best. And we need more dogs on this roster. I want to thank all y'all for stopping by. Shout out to Jeris, shout out to Juan, shout out to Tim. Very appreciate
Lou ran. I want everybody to go tell Louis T what I said. He ran.
Well, we'll get Louis on sooner than later.
No. I want them to. Because I know they be in the string, especially Red Wings, because the Red Wings like to send them super chats. Tell them I said it, because I want to see his reaction. So tell them I said he ran from. Just tell them that.
I think he's live now anyway, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, all right, guys. Thank y'all for being on. Thank everybody that commented. A bunch of commenters. Very appreciate y'all for the night. Shout out everybody that super chat. Very appreciate y'all as well. We will reconvene sometime around training camp, and hopefully these wonderful people will have me on their channels for once in life. I don't be on their channels no more.
Juan ain't have none of us on his channel yet.
Well, Juan, no response.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? I don't be streaming. I don't do these like that a lot. I just did the games, you know what I'm saying? Now that it's the off season, I might put it together a little song, but you know.
Yeah, let me know, Juan. Juan, you got the ID. I'll DM you my number. Hit me up. Let me know what you're gonna do, bro. And I appreciate that. And shout out to Juan for having his awards. I actually thought about doing it myself, and he did it before I did it.
Go ahead, knock that out, man.
I will still do it. I will do it next week. This time next week, I will do it. So Friday next week, I will have a YouTube awards of my own for the Washington team community. So y'all catch that next week. Until then, I love y'all. Y'all stay safe with this COVID, man. Put God first.
Screw Juan Gotti for putting me as a runner-up.
He's trash.
He's garbage. He's a 7th round pick at best.
Ooh,
hey man, at least I get drafted.
7th round pick. 7th.
Hey, at least I get drafted. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's some players already that's undrafted. Hey man, you know what I'm saying?
Man, shout out to my bad Juan Gotti, man. Shout out to your name.
Wow, I'm not.
To the acronym. Very appreciate that.
Yeah, it's the acronym, but just still one. Like the name, like
he's still Mr. Irrelevant. Pick 256.
Oh, hey man, just call me Trey.
While we're here,
Dax Milne.
How many people up in this joint?
22.
They're good. Please subscribe to me and Tim's other channel.
Yeah, Tim and Jeris Sports Talk.
Tim and Jeris Sports Talk. Please go over there and subscribe to it.
Yeah, please go ahead and do that. Sub to all their channels, please. I very appreciate that. I will put their links in the description after the video has been published. So you can go ahead and click on the playback and go ahead and subscribe to all these wonderful fellows, including Natty and Pedro that stopped out earlier tonight as well. We'll reconvene on a roundtable like this around training camp time, right before training camp, where we react to the draft, where we react to all this crap. And we will talk about these things in July, right before the draft, and right before training camp. I will be going to training camp this year, so y'all will catch me down there in Richmond. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be dope. So y'all take it easy. Love y'all. You about to say something, Juan?
Nah, I was about to say I thought it was Ashburn now, right?
Ashburn? Was it Ashburn now?
Yeah,
well, I know the first week is in Richmond.
I thought they did that only. I thought they only did that this year because that was like the last time they were doing it in Richmond. I don't know. We'll talk about it all straight.
I think you're right. Whatever it's going to be, I'm going. That's all I'm going to be there. Me and my dad will be there, so y'all can meet Papa Protect if you have not done so. And I have some big announcements next week that you guys can meet up with me in person sometime during the spring and summer months when it's warmer outside. Take it easy, y'all. I'll catch y'all in the next video. And shout out to these wonderful gentlemen. And as Tim would say, see ya. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace, love, and blessings.
You know, I gave Tim that outro.
Yep, I think you did. So we'll catch you guys on the next one, y'all. Peace.